a thing, a great go-to.
Yeah.
But we really haven't seen it being really as good. It's just a more safe option, a more flexible option. But I feel like for RRQ right now, flexibility is the least of their worries.
Yeah.
They have to make sure that whether it's rigid or flexible, they make sure that execution stays clean, right? Messiness is the one thing that everyone has been criticizing about RRQ. And Julius, what do you think about this situation here, especially with the Fanny, right? Geek Fam can have a great Fanny, RRQ are going to be forced to respect it again and again. That's a big problem for a lot of teams. RRQ is no exception.
I think we totally agree that both of the jungler, Nakeds and Sutsujin, are a very great player for using the Fanny.
Yeah.
But for today, the lower bracket final match, I think Fanny will be banned all the time. Yeah, they prefer to play safe, just not let the opponents use the Fanny.
Yeah, and now, Chef Fam, it's your time to shine. Because Kenziski, I don't want to say this, Chefin, but he might just go the route of a one-trick Harith.
I don't know about that, but you know, if the Harith is available, then why not?
Yeah.
Best at Harith. You can see the outplay against against Alter Ego.
The best?
Flicker.
The best?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's no Salvador in this league.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah, but back to I want to talk about Nakeds, man.
Yeah.
He's probably the only guy. I think he's the only guy in the playoffs that has been using Suyo the most, and it's been his main option for the longest time. So it's interesting to see that Geek Fam is not really, they're staying the course. They still want to pick the Suyo, and it's working. So I don't see a reason for them to just switch the gears, maybe just try some new heroes, just like Cascade did with Sutsujin. And Geek Fam, we know their game plan is stick to what works.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to, it's also important to mention the fact that teams understand that Naked is a great assassin player. So they draft and also ban to try and limit the options there, like the Fannies, like all these other assassins, like the Ling even, that Naked can do well on. And when that happens, the Suyo is a bit of a best of both worlds. You can kind of be an assassin, but also be a fighter. You can also poke, but also secure kills. So I think that's why we're seeing the Suyo really rise up in popularity, specifically for Naked.
But it depends on for Baxia and Brethren matchup. I think for today, most of them are banning Baxia because we know that the Baxia potential when Alter Ego is using the Baxia, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's why I think no more Baxia for this lower bracket final match. So they gotta play like what Arthur said before. It's the battle between assassins against assassins.
Because I feel like the Baxia in the hands of RRQ isn't really the best option. I mean, you put Baxia on Edok, he's not going to play Maker, right? Like a big real implosion. You put him on Sutsujin, it's not really, the best Baxia. So you gotta want to put Sutsujin on a winning matchup. And by the way, the rival showdown, the smiling jungler versus S-tier jungler. What are, Chefin, the stark contrasts between Naked and Sutsujin?
The stark contrast is the other one has an MPL ID second team nod.
What is this?
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially for Sutsujin. We mentioned about the Baxia Coleus, and you mentioned it too, Realize. They're not really the best at using Baxia, the thing that you said, but also, they're up against Onic. We have to take that 0% win rate with a grain of salt. And I think they're going to be able to execute the Baxia much better in this match compared to before, because they know much better but how to counter that hero.
Yeah, I mean, for the other side, though, I think between those two, I think it's the difference in the team, right? Sutsujin actually is more well-known for playing with utility junglers, because back then that was something that was his thing. But now we've seen Nakeds also pick up some of the Fredrins, some of the fighters. So I really feel like at this point, after the 2-week break, after the first 3 days of the playoffs, I think it's not really fair to say that these two junglers are limited in that sense. But who is the better utility jungler? I think that still leaves a lot to be arguable. For Assassins, I feel like it's fair to say that for Sutsujin, to join the Hayabusa he can compete with, the Fanny is all for Nakeds, man. It keeps a victory here by the Samsung Galaxy S15 series for RRQ. You're not surprised, bring the pocket strats in, bring in all these creative strats, but make sure that you have the right execution as well. I think that's the most important thing that they have to kind of focus on after we have this creative style coming in from Keskiu. For Geek Fam, minimize the playmaking potentials from Edok and Dairon. That's been a massive win condition for RRQ.
And yeah, give a boy a carry mid hero, and Parsha is a solid option. I think I agree with that. Of course, Parsha is the key of everything. Like yesterday, we see all the match that Parsha is because of the artillery about the high ground defensive. Parsha is the best heroes for now.
And it's not even close. Not even close to other mages because it's the only mage that can burst on the backline. And it's a so highly sought commodity in this kind of meta. So I'm curious to see if Geek Fam wants to just pick the Farsa first, or do they want to, kind of quote-unquote, not really counter it, but they know that Boy really likes the Paramus, Boy can play the Zask. So that kind of reactive kind of playstyle suits them better.
That was about to be my question, because yeah, the Farsa is available, it's a very strong pick. I mean, when push comes to shove, maybe you go for the Chusin's open, you go for the Chusin, but a boy seems to shy away from that Farsa pick, right? He is used to and accustomed to the Paramus pick and the Valentina pick, so is this a case of Geek Fam's just gonna give the Farsa towards RQ?
That'll be dangerous, man, especially because the heroes that Aboy prefers now is still also heroes that the Farsa can do well against. I mean, Golius, Mirko has been very vocal saying the Paramis useless. Sometimes it works, but when it works, it's not because it's good. It's because the opposing team doesn't play well against it. What do you think about that Faramis right now in Season 15?
I think it's in my humble opinion, it depends on the pilot. If the pilot of Varamis, I think it's gonna be a game changer because the prolonged team fight, when he gonna like using the Nether Realm is a very important moment. That's why Geek Fam is always leading when the team fights happen when avoid using the Varamis.
Right, and now we go to the drafting phase presented by the officials on the fight for Boxia. Samson Galaxy has 5 series.
Finally!
Towards the Boxia, the Lucas, the Hayabusa as well. But for RRQ, they want to stop the Harith. Is this just going to be a Fredrin answer to the Joy?
I think like Kenziski using Harriet is really a disaster for the opponent.
Yeah.
Because how the positioning, how he utilized the ultimate itself, it's very important moment for the opponents, especially during the team fights. That's why yesterday when I do the restream, I always asking like why nobody's like banning the Harriet from Kenziski. And now RRQ sees that, they banning the
Great move from RRQ, but hey, with the Joy taken away already, the Hayabusa also banned out. No real good options for Syzygen just yet. If RRQ want to go for the Fredrin, they better go for it before the second banning phase. But with the Tsushin and Phobius, they're already gearing up for a brawl type situation. Geek Fam, do they want to oblige and go for and fight fire with fire?
I gotta say, I think this is gonna be an easy mid lane pick for a boy. There's a lot of options that's good here. If you wanna just a pure counter towards the Phobius and also the Jushin, Deep can work. You know, the Farsa can still work, and it kind of limits the potential of the boat laner of RRQ. They want to pick a Granger, they want to pick a Aerithel or 1-1. It's still gonna, you know, that's the, I guess, the trap that Geek Fam's gonna set in this phase.
Put it down. A playmaker that's very important right now. A lot of teams have been contesting it. It's a good flex pick option as well, but they revealed the jungle and the golden already. On early 1-1, I guess Geek Fam are thinking they're gonna ban the Aerithel maybe and make sure that they take away all the dangerous laners. But man, that's a very bold pick. RRQ can go for it right now. Maybe that's what it is. Geek Fam, pick Fredrin or Aerithel, pick your poison.
So they're trying to put RRQ into a confusing situation.
Could be.
So then RRQ should try to make a priority scale, which is more dangerous than Joy or the 1-1.
Go for the Granger. Wow. Go for the Granger. Because for me, personally, I think 1-1 is a very wise pick because there's no Farsia. They are using Yuzuxin as the mid lane. And about the Povius is a frontliner. So 1-1 can easily open the weakness point.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. That's the point why Geek Fam is picking the 1-1 on the second pick.
And that's jumping on the backline, right, for the Phobius.
Yeah.
But the Granger pick Arashi, they missed a chance to properly just counter the 1-1, either the Joy as well.
I think there's some plans, they might want to have a bit more range because they know they have a mid lane that's very short range. Because man, that's a golden opportunity to go for the Aerithel and counter it. Miracle is very vocal about this. The 1-1 cannot do well against the Aerithel. But now there's questions here about Toy, right? He's always been put on his Granger again and again.
Yeah.
Is he getting a bit too one-dimensional here? Because he used to play the Aerithel and the 1-1. He used to play a wide variety of gold laners. Right now, the other signature pick for RRQ has been taken away by Geek Fam. That Tigreal that was able to kind of turn things around against Onic themselves.
Another signature pick that Geek Fam might take away here is the lane, because they realize that the 1-1 is there and they want to limit that backline dive potential coming in from Syzygen. And we know RRQ in the last game against Onic, they were very, you know, Harry was very, very good on the lane. It's pretty much disabling Toy from winning the game for them. So that should be the course here for Geek Fam. And that's a good plan also, limiting the potential of a boy, the Eve. That should be a Farsa, right, for Geek after, or at least in the second phase.
The Eve being bad now, what options do Geek Fam has against this Jushin Arashi?
It depends. If they're concerned about the potential, they banned Lucas already, so anything with good wave clear and kite ability will be important. We've seen the meta kind of start going towards the kiting angle. Both Onic and Geek Fam when they were, and of course RRQ against Onic, when they've gone against each other, distance management was something that's very important. I'm expecting some mobility for sure, but there we go. No Lucas, no Fredrin, no Baxia. So RRQ are losing a lot of options here, especially because we know Syzygen, he's only good on a select few heroes unless RRQ have something up the bag.
But Geek Fam, if they want to go all out team fights, I think Varamis is in the option right now. They can pick the Varamis because it have a good synergy between Joy, 1-1 and Badang.
Right.
But Jeffin, is this a good, early pick for a full all-in combo?
Oh!
I was about to ask!
The
And then Ruby
debut.
comes through. Hey, we talked about this yesterday. E-Doc, when he was starting out playing for RRQ, he was bringing out the Rubies. He was bringing out the Tigreals. Where has the Ruby been? And there you go, the Ruby.
Miracle was very vocal saying it's not really possible, feasible, or wise to use it in the current meta, but you have to remember, this was the pick that E-Doc used to explode onto the scene, making those plays again and again. We saw this similar conundrum in M6, I believe, when RRQ were trying to deal with a Joy, and they went with a Belleric, and I asked Mr. NMM himself, wouldn't the Ruby make a bit more sense, right? More spammable crowd control, still having the potential to be aggressive and defensive. We didn't agree back then, but now, maybe they found something. But the Lo Yi, dude, comes in. Geek Fam with the macro threat.
Oh man, this is... And there you go, that Ling, as we predicted, realize.
My oh my, that's gonna be very interesting. But now, Mirko and Gani, walk us through. Casters, time is yours.
Thank you so much, panel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the caster desk. I'm Mirko, joined here by Gani. Welcome to the lower bracket finals. For the first time in the history of MPL Indonesia, we'll have a full best of 7. At least I hope it's a full best of 7.
Let's see.
I don't want to jinx anything. Just so that I don't jinx it, it's going to be 4-0. We're not going to see a best of 7.
Hopefully we do get a lot of games though, all right? And who will it be? Will it be the Kingslayers or will it be the Kings of Kings?
The two teams who've enjoyed the paradise that was the upper brackets will now battle in the depths of the lower brackets. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lanathon lower bracket finals. One last ticket to MSC at EWC.
Yeehaw! Game 1, Land of Dawn. A little spell check here, nothing too crazy. 4 flickers for RRQ, 3 and an Inspire for Geek. Who will strike first in this best of 3? Ladies and gentlemen, let's witness and enjoy the game.
Really good stuff from Geek Fam in the drafts, I feel, man. Like, they were 2 steps ahead of even us here on the caster desk, picking up the 1-1 while the Irtha was open, but it's okay because they knew that RRQ could have gone, or should have, I would say, gone for a jungler, knowing that a lot of it will be banned out. But turns out, Geek Fam instead went for the roam bans, taking away those playmakers from Edok. Something that we saw him utilize very well yesterday, almost being the key factor in a comeback up against Onic. Looking at the emblems here by Indie Home, pull yourself together for both a boy and Kenzie. And also, we got to pull yourself together for Edok. A pick that Arashi's been talking about, you know, where has this been? It's a signature pick for Edok. A lot of times we see these comfort picks, Gani, and it just doesn't work out. Sans on the Lilia. Let's see if Edok can pull off the Ruby.
It's a little bit of the risk taking here from side of RRQ. That's going to be an airborne. Geek Fam and RRQ, slow early game, touching and going. No spells triggered as well, and it seems like they will go all in the first turtle fight.
Turtle 1 is going to be a big point of contention here for both these teams. Again, the Ling pick towards the end was the only choice, to be fair, right? We were talking about the Fredrin, but it was banned out. Good pin down, Rins on a utility pick as well. A boy, this is what I like about a boy, right? When he gets his hands on the carries, Rins pulled back already. Set up better for Geek Fam for Turtle 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great reminder for Boy, who was on the 1-1 against Kyrie on the Ling, and he struggled in that game. Sutsujin looking to replicate that gameplay, and let's see, will it come to fruition or not? Seems like both teams, though, taking it slow for the first turtle take.
Both assassins, there's no need, no rush to go for neutral objectives. They can just farm out, especially for RRQ, knowing that, again, Makekids was able to take it earlier, but Loiski getting chunked quite low. Turtle number 1, Makekids a level ahead already. Sutsujin still on the orange buff now. Good Lantern Flare, Rins backing away. Time with a flicker forward, get him Dark Wave, and now Infernal Pursuit over in the back. A boy getting caught as well. Time continues, but Loiski got 3.
Tempest the Blade will not be able to find a mark. That's gonna be Makekids.
Almost getting it now in the mid lane. Rins, no Crimson Beacon. Edok mounted by the glue. Diamond walking up, gets a basic attack onto the lethal. Wanderer Gob still with immobilization. Looking for the kill. Another grab a flicker missing. Edok getting away 1-1. But Geek Fam, Beloy and a boy are back on the turtle. Diamond with the Dark Wave again.
The collapse on the turtle, Dyron looking for an escape route.
Boom, bang, chomped up by Gobs. A boy coming in as well. Immobilization, 3-man Dark Wave. Dyron pinned down again, a free turtle, and a kill for Geek Fam.
RRQ, they are struggling to find the connection in that turtle taken. Yeah, that was just clean, discipline, execution from side of Geek Fam. Now, can they translate it to the later stage? Prediction, we got colors.
Wow. Down predicted by our new application, GoPay. RRQ?
1-2.
Okay, we're 3-3. All right, it's equal. Kolius, me, and Arashi, we've gone RRQ. We have a battle amongst ourselves. But remember, this could be a way for me to curse, you know what I mean?
Okay. You're teasing us.
Very convenient for me.
4 minutes in, just the 3 kills in total. And yeah, Toy and Kenzie, safe farm so far. Untouched. I don't think they have spent their spells just yet, so that's pretty okay. Toy though already rotating towards the mid.
Yeah, trying to get the double lane. Something you can do against the 1-1 when you have the Granger is, again, utilize the double lane. Mainly on the Granger too, you just have a lot of kill pressure in lane, but Beloyski has been able to neutralize that really well in game 1. Constantly rotating to keep Kenzieski safe, and really see a shift in styles for Kenzie. I think in the regular season early on, he always wanted to go for the 1v1s. They got soloed by Yaman, and after that, he had to go through a whole redemption arc. Practicing in scrims, getting better, and now he decides, for the most part, not to engage in the lane.
Yeah, looking at the Adams Corrosion. Yeah, 3.1. Oh, 400 between the two. 500 even, so that's an edge.
But I'm offended. Rin's already with Lancer Flare. Now again, Beloyski gonna be caught and will be taken down. Toy picks the kill. Another Lancer Flare over to a boy. But the Brace Might gets him back to safety. Also the regen. Unfortunately for Toy, just a tad bit late. Could have been a stack on the Sky Piercer.
Out of position, Beloyski there. Punished and unlucky for Geek Fam. RRQ, they have prio on the next turtle. Geek Fam, can they recover?
Another I'm offended over. A boy gonna be caught again. Lancer Flare not there. Kenzie. Dive on the back. Dark Wave. They pursue with the pin down with the pinch crack as well. A boy still gonna be caught as well. 1 for 1 though. In the end, XP for mid. My kids on the turtle.
What an initiation by Dyron. Oh, perhaps Beloyski looking for an initiation.
Uh-oh. Kenzie picked up half second skill. That's an all in onto the back again. Turtle gonna be taken. Edoc pinned down to the wall. Gets over the wall. Sutsujin. Tempest ablaze. Beloyski waiting for the pin again. Oh, Sutsujin!
Finds the connection and Kenzie falls. RRQ, they may lose out on the turtle take on the first one, but second round, it is all them.
It's been so equal that at this point, I guess we gotta talk about scaling. Geek Fam have secured the first 2 turtles in the game, but RRQ have found really good trades on the board. A turret up top, more kills. Do they have the scaling? They certainly do have damage when we get to late game with the Ling. The 1-1 falls off, and Joy goes crazy in the late game. Rins with the flicker out already. I think even if we get to the late game, it's kind of equal, but the diversion plays, I think, is what really will set the 2 teams apart. Once we get to mid to late, once these turrets start to fall, once the map starts to open, that's their player. Boys with the Rage Might again. Crimson Beacon in the back of boy with the flicker out. Fist back.
That's a cancellation. Sutsujin stuck. Tempest Blade.
Mounted up, still taken down. Great Sky Piercer stack now. It's asking to pin down one more time on the Edoc. His big kid jumps to the back. Dark Wave canceling the dashes. Edoc will be caught in the crossbow tag. Toy gets a double. 4 to 6 on the scoreboard. 1 to 1. Beloy and Edoc plus cops.
Great recovery, at least for Geek Fam, right? Could have really gone worse, but it's still a win for RRQ now. They're looking for the siege towards the mid, but Geek Fam was there to just defend and clear. Yeah, let's take a breather. 1.2k gold whoa, between them, but okay. That's surprising. RRQ winning on the audience prediction?
Extremely surprising, you know? Probably one of the smaller fan bases in Mobile Legends. That's a joke. RRQ obviously going to always win these audience predictions. The Kingdom is strong, very strong. Here in the arena too, and then they got the Fem Unity outnumbered by what, like 3 to 1. Quite crazy. 1,000 gold, and to be fair, RQ, they built themselves such a good composition to deny the joy. They have so many displacements. You see, usually you just wait for Tyrant to pop Dark Wave or that shoulder bash, and then you'll be free. But now you have to deal with, again, the Jusin, the Ruby. And technically, Sutsujin can land a Tempest of Blades on him, knock him up.
Goes both ways, right? Let's see here, this First Lord has spawned. Geek Fam, again, they're behind just under a K. They have, compensation. Holy Crystal, though. That's a big power spike for Make-Its.
Uh-oh. I'm offended over the Gobs. Has a spread. Will be able to utilize it. Beloy's gonna pin down over to Tyrant now. And that's with all in with the mobilization as well as Rins pops in. Crimson Beacon walks it forward. Dark Wave, crossbow tang.
That's gonna be Make-Its finding the connection, but then for back, Tyrant falls.
Make-Its in the back, tearing them apart. Finding a kill. Sutsujin locked down by the fist crack as Kenzie lets the basic attacks fly on Ling.
Both teams trading punches. This time around, Geek Fam, they were able to have the right control, and 3 members of RQ out.
The reactive draft of RRQ has not been able to get them the mid-game wins. Geek Fam waited so patiently for their power spikes, that Holy Crystal right on Q-Gon. You mentioned it, and they went in. Explosive initiation from Beloyski. Saw that Dyron was opposition. Once you get one of those things, again, one of the core components as to how they've been able to deny the joy, it leaves Make-It with so much room. Rins, it didn't really help that they were kind of scattered in that fight. No. They gotta play for Toy. Toy has 3 kills still. 2 stacks on Sky Piercer.
It's really tough, right? I mean, like, what, 2 minutes ago, RQ had the gold lead, 1,500 gold. 2 minutes later, Geek Fam, almost 3k. And they're not done on the offense. Lord is still marching bottom side. That's a diversion.
Sutsujin, oh, pin down! B! Big Brain Beloyski with the help of his partner in crime, a boy.
He really has a dream. A boy. Lord, bottom side. Can they pressure more?
Yes, they can. I don't know about the wave clear from RQ. Make-It in the back. The smiling jungler, smiling a bit too widely in this game, getting everything he wants.
Okay. Tempo, seems like with the holy defense, RQ will be able to hold on. And Geek Fam, at this point, right, we are about to enter the late game. And it's going to get very scary for RRQ with the diversion play. We saw what Sans did with the Luo Yi yesterday against RRQ. So will they have that PTSD against a boy?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's tough. We were talking about if both teams scaled equally. Oh, Yang reaction now. Over to Edok, mounted up as well. Edok has the flicker. He does not want to utilize it defensively, but he does make it!
Finds it. Tempest Blade defensively. Geek Fam though, they will back away.
So slow, yet so calculated for Geek Fam. They don't rush into these things. They just find the poke. And now we're really seeing, the weakness of the Ruby. The weakness of when Edok doesn't get a prio pick. Beloy, no one saw that. It's fine. Oh, that Tigreal ban really hurt.
Great read, right? Draft-wise, especially in the second phase.
Better than Onic.
But yeah, Hasklaws as well, Kenzie. So that's survivability.
Yeah.
Gotta take into consideration where RRQ might go for the all-in, but the Hasklaw can be clutch for Kenzie.
For sure. He's gone for the crit build, ladies and gentlemen. Diversion from a boy with a dream, a boy with a catch!
Again, Sutsujin. That's Sutsujin though. Calm, collected. Okay, so at least he has secured the true damage item within that endless battle. So I guess he has chances, right? And now he is controlling the top side, and Geek Fam, they're gonna blitz this.
The OD for Toy. Big item, electrifying beast over to the Lord already. They want to blitz this as quick as they can. Sutsujin over to BC, make it, secures it, Rinse, falls before the crossbow tank is popped in. Now again, comes to the back line, zoning them away. Siren isolates himself, Dark Wave!
Crossbow Tang, healed it.
And another diversion from a boy! Sutsujin dove in. Tempest of Blades will find a boy, but is it worth it for the cost of the mercenary's life?
Bang, 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 bang. That's 4 RRQ members eliminated.
Damn, that's 2 times more bangs than you see in the title of the video game. RRQ, now they're really on the back foot, and man, this reminds me of an old version of RRQ. An RRQ in their toughest times, only relying on their gold lane. Called them Skylar-centric back in the day. Currently, it's all Toy.
During that time, gotta remember, they were a defensive team. They are so good at defending. Will that characteristics show in this game? They're behind almost 7K. Defending a Lord, can they pull the defense out?
And that team was actually knocked out by Geek Fam, making it a 1v1 against the Mercenary. Once a part of his team back in the day. Now in the mid lane of Siege. Edok walking off, gone for the spread already as Makins walks up his wins. Pops in the Crimson Beacon, big resource.
RRQ still holding on. They want to prioritize to take this Lord down. Geek Fam patiently waiting for a mistake.
Oh, that's a mistake. Kenzie, way too aggressive. Luckily, you have a second chance when you're on the 1-1. RRQ weren't ready for Edok to find a target like that. Base turret down in the far lane. This is of immense value for Geek Fam.
All right, seems like RRQ again. They are able to defend the Lord here. Second Lord, and by the way, Ruby became the second most picked hero. That's a pull.
I'm offended. Now diversion into the back. A boy finds it, and he will be able to pop in. Kenzie's deep in the side again. Sutsujin's gunner, but let's see him make it.
That's going to be Dyron though. Toronto find counterplay. Toy finds it.
No crossbow tang. Interesting.
Okay.
Kenzie would pop it in. Ends up being 1-for-1. Got for Dyron. I guess you could say the losing team usually benefits from a 1-for-1 trade, but I don't know about this. I think it really still benefits Geek Fam knowing that, again, without that front line, they can't open their own jungle. Geek Fam has full control of the Kingdom's jungle.
Really hard for the RRQ composition to open the map, right? Sure, you're a Ruby, but Ruby's not a hero that can really face check, especially when on a losing team. So let's see here how they handle it. Seems like RRQ's play is just clump up, send Sutsujin far lane, but this time a different approach. Sutsujin joins immediately.
But while you look at that, Wind of Nature already built up. Veloci actually taking a half. Make kids threatening the back. Wind of Nature. This is a big item for Geek Fam, for Kenziski. The only real threat for Kenziski the entire game, 60 minutes, has been physical damage dealer. Now reaction to cast out the conceal. A boy getting engaged on Tyron, finding the rock wave. Toy in the midst of it all. That one time in the back. Sutsujin, a boy will be falling again.
That's gonna be make it Tempest Blade.
Trying to go for more. Kenzi's gone like with a crossbow tang. Edok mounted. Kenzie go and fist crack over to Sutsujin. On the wall, he falls to give Kenzie a triple. Only one man left standing. Toy, he deals with the wave, but Geek Fam have another.
Let's see RRQ. Toy, will he be able to defend this one?
Make hits with the minions in the mid lane, now jumping in all the way to the back with the electrifying beats. Now the rest of the team, Beloyski with a punch to finally knock RRQ out in game number 1.
Geek Fam, they strike first in this best of 7. Great approach, great execution, and RRQ will be the ones to suffer first.
A devastating blow to the Kings who've just fallen from the upper bracket finals. The Fallen Kings. How could it be even more poetic in their weaker state going up against the man, Beloyski, the team, Geek Fam, who've been called, who've been named the Kingslayers, the one that has always been somehow the kryptonite of RRQ. Our reverse sweep with the solution back in Season 12. And man, RRQ, I don't know what to say. They have to go back to the drawing books they have. They went back to regular season draft. Didn't work in Game 1.
Great momentum build up for Geek Fam indeed, but Miracle, let's remind the viewers, this still is a best of 7.
Yep.
It's gonna be a long journey. Let's see if RRQ can recover quick for Game 2.
Well, for the Kingdom, let's hope they, well, they are hoping that that is going to be the case. So scattered, these skirmishes. Again, RRQ lost the identity of what is their real win condition. Playing for Toy! This is where you really need to be Toy-centric. They've been trying to get away from the shadow of Skylar-centric for the longest time, that they're so afraid of it. If he's the only one in your team doing well, play for your gold lane. No problem, Kingdom. Let's see if the panel agrees with us here, Gani. Realize, Coleus, Sheffin, Rash, what do you think?
Geek Fam, they throw their punches first on towards RRQ in what was an exciting match. It is 1-0 as of now. They still need 3 more wins to come, so Sheffin, calm down a bit.
BO7.
BO7. Rashi, first thoughts of that game.
I really feel like RRQ, again, we're just a bit disconnected, man. There are so many moments where they're going to be diving, but not really, right? And funny enough, when Mirko mentioned that, right before Mirko mentioned that, oh, they're not really playing for Toy, I said the exact same thing right here. Like, Toy is doing pretty okay even in yesterday's matches on that Granger, and they never really play for him. They don't peel for him, they don't help him out. So for the most part, Makids had a field day just looking for him in the back line.
Yeah.
Contrast that to how Beloyski was always on Sutsuji's case, dude, every single time.
And my question is, do Ling and Ruby is a wise pick for this game? Because Ruby is not too sustainable to be on the front laner, but if we are talking about the Bobius cannot start the team fight as well as Ruby. That's the problem. And Makids is always free to go to the back line.
Yeah.
I guess like it's not to the draft. You mentioned about the Link pick, Coleus, but I feel like there's no really other good option there in the second phase. The second banning phase from Geek Fam is nothing sort of brilliant, man. That Tig ban and also the Fredrin ban. That just gives Makids a lot of green light to just go crazy to the backline. And I feel like that's also the big factor why Makids didn't even die a single time, despite them kind of drafting towards Makids' counter in that Ruby in the second phase.
I like odds that Geek Fam has now in their pockets. It is. It's favoring towards them. The player of the game, presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. It is Makids, and slowly but surely he's growing to become a man.
The smiling jungler, man. Look at this, every single moment in the early game where RRQ were trying to use the Phobius power, was trying to use the Ruby playmaking potential, and the Tsushin in the early game. Very, very annoying. Geek Fam were able to just stave off, wait long enough, and then once RRQ are kind of scattered, they've overcommitted to multiple objectives in the team fights, multiple targets, they strike back and immediately make it. Kenziski, whenever they decide it's time to go, usually most of the resources are done. And Beloyski on the Badang again, defensive, aggressive, you name it, man. He was being so active all across the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. In the draft, I feel like for RRQ, or actually you mentioned it, it's more of a reactive draft compared to Geek Fam. But Geek Fam, they can go both ways. They can be as aggressive as they want, especially with the Badang, and also the diversion coming in from a boy. Yeah. Look at this. This is the nail in the coffin there. Oh my god, Sutsuji. Well in effort, but I feel like this is not really the wisest of trade there. Just, you know, a boy and Sutsuji getting traded out. I think that's enough.
Yeah, but the DPS is still there. Kenziski is 1-1, can destroy the base turret. And they got the important base turret, which is the bottom base turret, and where the Lord is our top lane. And in this moment, I think it's already disaster when I see the Makids go to the back line, aiming for Rinse and for Toy.
Speaking of the draft, I want to ask a specific question in which I think Geek Fam has the upper hand. They were able to trap RRQ into, you know, banning either one of the counters towards a specific hero, right? For Geek Fam, they had Kenziski with 1-1 as a winning condition. Second one, they had Joy as well for Makids as the winning condition. Left open for RRQ was either to pick the Airthal or the Fredrin. What do you think about this thought process? How was Geek Fam able to steal away those two heroes for themselves?
Well, I'm thinking like if you were gonna go for the Granger anyways, right? Then why not just go for the Fredrin? You know what I mean? Because like in the end, you know, even if Geek Fam did ban away the Irithel there, then they would still have the Granger, the option for the Granger. And if they want to force that onto Geek Fam, their final two bans were the Tigreal and the Fredrin, right? So if they picked Fredrin there, then they're gonna have to pick between letting Kenziski lane against an Irithel on a 1-1 or face the Tigreal. Either way, I feel like it's a better option compared to what happened here.
So you're saying they should have just saved the gold lane pick in the second phase?
I dare say, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's also my take as well, especially with the fact that, you know, there is a Joy, and I don't think there's any... It's a no-brainer pick, the Fredrin.
Yeah.
And the Granger is just there. I don't know, man. I feel like, what's up with Toy and Granger? Yeah, it worked in the regular season. The win rate is absolutely amazing, 80+%, if I'm not wrong. But in this case, I don't see, like, a big reason for him to go for a Granger instead of just going for, like, Irithel right away.
So my assumption is that they wanted the Dead Sonata to help check out, check for information. Because
Diversion.
they have the Tushin, right? Usually you would see something else there like a Selena to try and counter and find information for the Tushin. But for the against the Lo Yi. But because it's available, they go for the Granger, which is the next best thing, kind of. But again, it's just trying to pivot a bit too hard, a bit too creatively. And it might be also the fact that they want to leave Toy to kind of play for himself. But again, even if that's the idea, the Moscov's still open. I mean, realize you're like, one of the best Moscovs in your opinion. Again, in his own opinion. So,
What was that?
the Moskov against the Joy, right? Against the Badangs, I feel like it's really not a bad pick either. So,
But I think RQ have the game plan want to conquer the early game.
Right.
Because it's against Luo Yi. They don't want Geek Fam have the map control. So Luo Yi can use the diversion freely. But the game plan execution is not well. That's why on the early game when Beloy can stop 3 person using the visual, it's a disaster for RQ, especially when Sujin already used his ult. He cannot contest for the first turtle, and then it keeps snowballing for the game.
I think they were really tunneling on the Lo Yi as well, because if you see how they're playing in the early game, it's hunt the Lo Yi. that was the name of the game. Wherever a boy was, he was just getting hunted again and again. But you have to think about this, right? They've stopped the Lo Yi from being a big damage powerhouse, but they're allowing Kenziski to farm. They're allowing Makids to just farm without being invaded as well. So I think it comes back again to what is the plan here for RRQ as far as their aggressive goals and also their defensive goals. Do they want to shut down a boy, or do they actually have to focus a bit more on Makids or Kenziski? And by the same token, in the fights, are they relying on Sutsujin to carry the fight, or are they relying on Toy? And they have to kind of figure out which one works better and make a call there, because I think it's kind of sporadic all over the place.
Yeah, it's all gonna go back to the drawing board, at least for Keskut and NMM and Rave. But as of now, we are going to talk about our MSC battle plan, Indonesia representative MSC legacy through the ages. Now, I have a quick question for you guys. Who do you think is the best squad or the best Indonesia MSC team ever for you, Arash?
The best MSC team from Indonesia.
Yeah, for example, like your favorite iteration.
Do you realize what he's trying to do?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
No, I'm just asking for your,
Is there any other answer aside from the team that almost got the golden robe?
Okay, so it's Onic.
Yeah.
Okay, Kolius.
Onikake.
Oh, Kage!
No, see, there's different answers.
Shut up. Go on.
For me, I think it's for the newest Onic, the Prime Onic, season 11-ish. Because I feel like the game is much more developed by now. By then, and PH is actually an actual powerhouse that you really have to beat for you to be able to win it out.
So 3 votes for Onic, and yeah, I think they have been able to get those results out of there. But hey, I think they're still strong teams, right? Throughout the iterations of MSC, there have been RRQ, Evos, even Bigatron make.
Realize you're casting tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that's why you're trying to get out all the Onic banter a day before while you're at the panel.
Yeah.
Nah,
This is what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen,
I speak facts.
the agenda is very apparent.
I speak facts.
Shameless.
I don't do if buts or maybes. I do absolutes.
Look at this. These are the absolutes
Yeah.
representation of each region. So the only ones that hasn't been represented so far is ID and MY.
Yep, I'll read it out to you guys. Journey to MSC 2025. Obviously, MPL ID. Onic ID is there. Seoul Esports, Aurora Esports, rather Aurora Turkey is there. SRG OG, and we do have actually that matchup, right? I think it's DX against Homeboys coming up soon to really get the final slot. By the way, Arashi appeared in MPL NY earlier today.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's
I saw it.
really nice.
Man.
I have no idea,
But
man.
me and Jeffin have been preaching about Ultra Legends, haven't we?
Yeah.
This is, by the way, Kolius, if you don't know Ultra Legends, this is a team that was formed just as a group of friends. They're friends, basically like that party on that party that you have in the Warcom, Like,
It's a hangout party.
yeah, they're like hangout party. They don't really have that professional background. I mean, some of the players do, like RESTREAMING, for example. But the jungler's name, by the way, is Throw Boy.
Throw boy?
Yeah.
To be fair, he was throwing a bit of
Hey.
times,
Hey.
But we gotta take this the result, man.
But
Whoa.
whoa.
Wait a minute.
We have a breaking news. We have breaking news. Is there any answer to this? Because if not, I think we're gonna break the news for you. It's not going to be VX. It's going to be Homeboys who will be the second MPL MY representatives in MSC. Congratulations for Homeboys. Mr. MPL MY man, what can you say about Homeboys?
I mean, they're cool, man. They have this, they have this wild style that I think really makes for what the cool kids are calling absolute cinema these days. Well, you know me. Since back then, I like seeing a lot of action in Atlanta Dawn.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm really happy that's the result we have going on.
Yeah. I like Soren as well. Soren has been
Soren.
not just in game, but outside of the game, he's one of the most entertaining players that we have. Period.
I don't care if you like Sword or not. What I like is Samsung Galaxy.
Okay.
What is? Hey, Kolius, by the way, he came up to me and he was like, do we use the A35 5G today, or is it going to be the S25 series? And he pulls out casually his S25, because when it comes to gaming, the latest Samsung Galaxy S25 series is a real champion. This smartphone is incredibly powerful for gaming, thanks to its specs. What are its specs, Arashi?
Me?
Yeah.
You're gonna ask Cole Lewis.
Okay, Colius,
Just
the
ran
spec.
through it.
Read out the specs, Colius, please.
It had the Snapdragon 8 Elite for the Galaxy processor, built in on 3nm technology, making it the fastest processor ever in a Samsung Galaxy device.
Wow, by the way,
With this cutting-edge performance, I think your gaming experience will be super smooth and totally lag-free.
it is lag-free.
Can we open MLBB?
Yep,
Real
of
quick?
course.
By the way, I was taking notes on the Samsung Galaxy S25 series because I like taking notes digitally. You know, like I like paper notes, but you know they get kind of messy and all. And digitally, I just kind of write myself. Let me write something to show you how beautiful writing with the S Pen is. Right? It's called the S Pen. It's basically the Samsung pen.
Can you play? Can you play with the pen?
I'm not.
Is there even any use for you play like this?
Maybe Beloski. That's what Beloski
I'm
needs.
gonna write this. Never mind. And by the way, if you do have a Samsung Galaxy, or any Samsung device, you can go to the Team Galaxy Zone Cam by Samsung Galaxy. So Colbius,
Okay, I'll go.
yeah, you leave right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, we still need you here.
What's going on here? Hey.
We still need Colbius here, but yeah, like I said, I'm writing here. I don't think you guys can see, but they can see.
Onic chat.
Onic chimps.
Oh, wait. What'd you say?
I'm reading what he wrote.
What'd you say?
Onic Champs!
A champ.
Come
What's
on!
I couldn't see it.
That's kind of...
Okay. You can't.
I didn't say that.
That's real. That's handwriting.
Yeah, my
okay.
handwriting is bad, but hey, aside from this beautiful S Pen that we have, it also has the Gemini Live, a feature you can literally talk to about MLBB. If you don't have friends like me, I talk to Gemini.
Oh.
It's like you have a personal coach. You can even
Yeah.
ask the
Personal
item
coach.
build for the heroes that you use.
Yeah, when you're playing, right? You can go like, Gemini, can you help me? I'm up against a Leslie in lane. What do I pick? Who do I, use, or what do I build?
Claude.
Because no, no, you don't. You get cancelled. You're blazing the web.
He's a bad coach.
Took you a little while, dude.
That's why I need Gemini, man.
Yeah, you need Gemini.
Hey, can Gemini be my girlfriend?
Be your girlfriend.
I don't know. I mean,
You can probably try and work it out somehow,
Yeah.
right? But I don't think I would advise it at all.
because how do you feel when Gemini knows whatever you're doing?
It's in the heart, I don't need any kind of physical...
You don't have to be that down bad, Chefin. There's a lot of fish in the sea, right, Colios? I mean, you're a married man, and you don't need Gemini to show your love.
But sometimes I think Gemini can give me a good advice.
Right. Marriage
It's
advice.
not about the Mobile Legends only.
Gemini.
Family consultant, business consultant, tax, I don't know, maybe like you
Everything in
can
this
count your
phone.
tax as well?
Everything.
Everything in this phone.
Maybe gift recommendations, because I hate that the most. Like, oh, it's there's an occasion here. What do I buy?
Date please.
Oh man, Gemini, brother.
I want
help
to
me
try
out.
out. I want to try out Gemini here, but the phone is set up into Indonesian language, so can't really use it right now.
Because you cannot speak Indonesian.
I can't. I
Yeah,
was born and raised in the
you're
U.S.
foreigner.
At 6, I went to Europe, and at 8, I went to Hungary, and then
Yeah.
at 10, I went to the UK. 12, I had to go to China.
I can see why you're from Hungary.
Why?
What do you mean?
Whoa,
What is going on?
This guy, dude.
Damn it, why are you firing shots, man?
I've been firing shots since day one, Colios.
3-1-1?
Oh my god.
3-1-1?
Actually, don't complain when I fire back.
Colios is though. Colios is my G.
You know what he said? He said this. Gold cap right now is bigger than Eterna's forehead.
Okay, we don't talk about
Imagine.
that. We don't talk about that.
I want
alright?
Nah, I will.
No,
I will dig
That was
back
rough.
on your past crimes.
I'm sorry.
Captain.
Okay.
Goliath, the thing is, he said it when he was casting, and Eterna was on the panel. So she heard it, and she was like, what? What?
What are you
Hey,
saying?
let me clarify for all you guys, Eterna lovers, not lovers, but Eterna fans,
Eterna fans.
Eterna
I
Phoenix.
actually genuinely apologize to Eterna for that. Like, without even laughing. Like, I really, that was
it's
a
okay.
mistake. There's
It's all good, man. It's all good, man.
Okay, that's all good. Now we go back to the game. Previous game recap. Kenziski with the 1-1 and Toy with the Granger. If it's not the Granger, what do you think the RRQ needs to put him in?
Well, again, the Aerithal comes to mind. Remember, when Toy first debuted, right? One of the big heroes that he one of the big picks that he actually showed up on was the Aerithal. And he was able to do this weird play where he hid in the bush, and once everyone went by, he came in with a heavy crossbow and just got like a triple kill out of nowhere. So, again, this is a man that understands how to play a lot of other heroes, even the Harith to a degree as well, I'm pretty sure. So, I feel like that could be used in the drafting phase. But, again, I feel like, what's the idea here? Is it going to be the gold lane? Is it going to be the jungle? Right? Because if you're trying to get all the lanes in a really good spot, I think against Geek Fam, that's a bit too idealistic.
Yeah,
right?
you cannot be greedy.
They won't let it slide, yeah.
Even the Moskov works really well. And by the way, that Moskov play, I believe that was against Geek Fam, right?
But he was survived with a...
I know, right? So why not just use it? It works against Geek Fam.
I did mention it against the Joy as well. You can have self-peel. So, all right. I think immediately from the second game, if you've seen how Coach Keskut operates, there's going to be some changes immediately. Yeah, I do wonder though. Again, with so many options, sometimes a blessing could be a curse in disguise. With so many potential options as far as which role you want to prioritize, which one is Keskut going to be focusing on, right?
Yeah.
And I do wonder if there's going to be any particular plan for Dairon and Edok. because I think that particular combination with the Roman EXP being so important for RRQ, the synergy between the two has to be really, really good. I think more so than just like what lane opponent they go to.
That's true. Now, we're gonna prepare as we go to the drafting phase presented by different smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. Sorry to cut you off there, Coleus. Do you have a point to make?
I think it depends on the heroes, what kind of momentum heroes that they want to pick right now. Especially if Darren is using like Mobius again, maybe it's gonna be different gameplay that they can play right now. But if Darren is using like Hilda, who can disturbing the enemy's jungler on the early game, it might work against Geek Fam if Maykits is using the assassins.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the Hilda is obviously the bread and butter if you want to try to disturb the assassin, and they will ban out the Joy. Is this respect warranted?
Well, but the other cat is open, Harith is open. So you have to pick, you know, two poisons at the same time. I think this should be an easy Harith, right? Do they want to go for a chip first, maybe? That should be an option, but it hasn't been working for Poloisky. It only worked. Oh, never mind.
Whoa.
Was that banned in the first game?
Yep. RRQ banned on the first game, so that's why Geek thinking about like picking the Suyo on the first pick, because if they not pick the Suyo, RRQ might pick the Suyo on their first pick.
Oh boy.
But right now, against Suyo, Maykits, are they gonna use the chips?
I don't know about that.
I think chip is free. Loyi is free.
They go chip Loyi? Is that a possibility?
Onic, Sprat.
Onic can pull it off, but Onic, in a way, are built kind of different, Coleus. I think it's a tall order, but RRQ, they've been experimenting with some crazy picks, but no. They go back on the Sushin.
Oh, man.
And the Gatot Kacha.
Is this gonna be Geek Fam with the Loyi chip? I mean, Poloisky loves the chip. A boy plays a Loyi as well. In the previous game, he was playing that as well.
I think it's still gonna be a Badang again. And they're gonna still save the mid lane for the second phase, just the way they usually do, man. I don't know why. They always save a boy's pick for the last pick and left him with like crumbs, you know. But they gotta have a different approach here, I guess, because oh, never mind. It's still gonna be the Harith consistency. I mean, there's no reason for them to stray away from this almost guaranteed winning hero, you know, in the team fights. Now the question is, what kind of frontliner do you pick? Oh, shocker! It's gonna be a Badang again.
Oh, the 1-1 take up by RRQ though. So I guess it won't be a counter matchup against an Irithel. That's
If
much
Farsa.
guaranteed. But yeah, the Farsa I think has to be respected immediately. And along with that, I don't know, heroes that can kind of like sustain from the crossbow of tag.
Oh, Aramis?
Oh, Aramis. Hey, Geek Fam have been bringing it out, you know. Despite Mirko's advice, Geek Fam have been kind of adamant on going for that Aramis. And by all means, it is a signature hero for a boy. And you mentioned it, Coleus. Depends on the pilot.
Because the pilot is a boy, right?
Yeah.
But now, I think it's gonna be a very aggressive gameplay during the early game from the Geek drop, because they have Suyo, they have Badang. It's very powerful on the early game. And they can give space for Kenziski to farming and join the team fight later.
The Harith is a late game monster, right? But the Suyo and the Badang, I think, really enables early game as well. I mean, with the Jawhead, it was so good. With the Badang, even better, because now you have a set, you have a sort of a way to just open up the map, and even the skirmishes is going to be very nice. But now, Geek Fam, what are they looking to ban?
What are they looking to ban? First one is blue, so they want to secure an easy matchup for the EXP, but I'm still focusing my, you know, like what's going to be the boy pick here, because I feel like when Geek Fam is playing against a 1-1, they always need to somehow either pick the Farsa, which has already been banned, or pick either Lu or Yi or the chip. So Lu or Yi is getting banned. There's still an Eve. That might be an answer too, because considering that, you know, the last match, RQ versus Onic, that was the saving grace. At RWM, a single ultimate from Sans was able to get Salvero down to 50% HP in a flash.
You have to remember that the combo, right? The Yi along with the Zaman Force from the Harith, it means that you're stuck inside the Zaman Force, allowing your gold laner to output a lot more damage as well. Aside from that, being a direct counter to the Tsushin as well, seems like a double value pick for Geek Fam. I don't see why they wouldn't go for it, as they ban away the Fredrin. So once again, no utility available for Sutsujin.
Yeah, just targeting Sutsujin down to the core, right? Forcing him to play yet another unfavorable matchup. I mean, the lane is still available, but do you want to go the lane against the Harith, right? It's going to be very hard for Sutsujin. So what are some sensible options then for Sutsujin?
Oh boy, at this point,
for looking at the hero pool that Sutsujin has secured the regular season, not much actually, you know. He only played 7 heroes this season, and the ones that's left that has been picked is Sun Chin and Ling.
If there's no Valentina, how about Lucas?
Lucas already been banned.
yeah, it's bad.
I didn't see. Oh, yeah.
Because it's Naruto, it's not Lucas, technically. But this is the issue also for RRQ. We talked about how they are so dynamic with the engages, and how they're trying to try and hinge on that using the Ruby. But now with the Gatot and the CC, yeah, they have sustainability this time, but they don't have a lot of catch at all.
And they need survivability, right? Kimmy and Phobius.
Man, the front to back is crazy from Geek Fam right now.
At the same time, you're up against a 1-1 too.
Yeah, but I mean, the crowd control, the sustainability, and damage output, man, Geek is overloaded if it's going to be a front-to-back, and there are no assassins left around for Sutsujin to try and use.
Assassin's Hero might be the option. Maybe another Ling, because he can aim for Kimi, or even a contest with Suyo on the early game for the Tardo.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't many choices for Ling as well, right? Alpha, rather for Sutsujin,
Oh,
but
no.
he will go the Alpha. Why the oh no?
I don't like it. I don't like it, I gotta say. You're just walking into a lot of CCs, and
Yeah.
Alpha is not good against CC, unless you have Matilla to bail you out.
No, bail.
Gapman is snowballing right now, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Alpha very need the kill points.
Yeah, I think the winning condition for the Alpha is to snowball early on. Maybe get those items go on, and now it's up to the casters to bring out the game. So Mirko and Gani, stage is yours.
Wow. The Alpha last pick for RRQ. We thought we were going to be seeing like a weird pick for Sutsujin, perhaps something like a Yusun Shin again. They go for the Alpha, which is, I would say, just as weird. Like Shepard mentioned, so much CC on the other side. The Phobia's displacement as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of dawn. You can see the Garuda wings of MPL Indonesia to fly us into this world. Edith, too, right there to welcome us.
Let's see, will RRQ take game 2 to equalize, or will Geek double their lead? A boy mid with a Kimi. Let's see if this guy can make it happen again.
Who are you to shred as the Alpha? Usually you see a Baksha on the other side, you know, a tanky boy like a Gatot even, and then you say, sure, let's go Alpha, let's shred him. Make kids, Suyo isn't tanky, not that durable. The Phobias, I guess? Kanziski already struggling up top in this 1v1. 1-1, definitely favored in this battle, in this matchup. Pull yourself together as usual. Nothing too crazy. 2 bargain hunters though for Geek Fam. 2 Inspires, 2 Beloyski in the mid lane. I actually thought it was going to be the Zask for a boy. They went for a more meta pick.
Yeah, it seems like they do not want to take that risk just yet. Kenzie, though, great spot, right? Already pops his Purify, so that's just Kenzie. Got to play it very, very carefully in the lanes. A quick setup in the bottom side, though, but Dyron, for now, is able to space out from that threat.
I just really love the understanding of Geek Fam as to like how the individual matchups play out. They know that they can't go up top in the gold lane to help Harith. Harith in this lane, for the most part, is just going to be there to farm up. So instead, they rotate down below to get Prio for Gobs, who's also in a losing matchup against the CC, giving Gobs some more space to breathe, and now he doesn't get punished as much as he should have in the early game while going up against the CC.
Okay, now, both teams just touching and going, trying to trigger spells before the first hurdles. Of course, it's going to be RRQ here, moving as a unit, 4-man rotation, rotating towards the mid to get that mid prio.
Yeah, good prio. Rin's already zoning in the back again. Gobs able to get level 4, but a boy isn't level 4 just yet. Tyron, Curtain Call, a boy able to walk just in time together. 2 big ultimates already used out. No Crimson Beacon and no Curtain Call. Make his level 5 to Sutsujin's 4.
I think that's going to be Rin's taken down first.
Uh-oh. Sutsujin doesn't know what to do. Not using his Pure Alpha. That could have been a big play to win a team fight. Hesitation from RRQ. Sutsujin has another shot. Who will he go on? That's a pin down over. Only one member. Lopper's Spirit of Alpha's Gobs goes in in pursuit of the Tyrant. Again on Sutsujin. Edok looking for the kill, but Malloy gets away.
The juke from BBB. And of course, Gobs will be able to lock Sutsujin down. First turtle goes to Geek Fam.
What happened to RRQ? The clean, calm, composed early game system of Keskute is breaking in front of our eyes. We saw the keys to victory for Geek Fam bring it to late game, where that inevitably happens, but for RRQ, it's not even functioning right.
Keep in mind, folks, that RRQ, they're the regular season champion. Right now, 3 minutes in, they're behind 2,000 gold. That is significant.
And it's so glaring that this 2,000 gold lead, yes, was from Geek Fam outplaying RRQ, but also from RRQ hesitating.
Greedy. Also greedy.
Greedy, hesitating. It's weird. Sutsujin, while he was at that choke point, he was, I think, able to get like a 4-man Spear of Alpha there. But he hesitated, he waited, it was like, he doesn't want to go with some of those resources burnt out with Rins. Now they're caught in a tough spot, man. Again, we gotta remember that RRQ kind of need the first few turtles. It's a juice in Alpha.
Yeah.
They get outscaled by the Kimi, even the Harith. The only lane that RRQ has to play with in the later stage, I guess, is where the CC outscales the Phobias. But even then, it's both XP laners aren't really the best in late game anyways.
It's not a 1v1 for that EXP, but you mentioned it. 2 big resources where it was used already. So maybe perhaps that's why Alpha also is looking for a pick.
Uh-oh. In the bottom. Oh, good flicker from Gobs. Now look at 3. Doesn't tear. Sutsujin gonna be taken very low. Gobs is going wild. 3 members. And I'll make it. Is in for the cleanup. Wants to jump in. Will be able to go for the Soul Sever. Taunted up by Edok. But he's gonna go for the Quella.
That's going to do wrong. Finding the best track.
Make Kids is unkillable. Tyron can't get to him up top. Kenzie.
A
Soloed.
little too aggressive. No purifying. Yeah, Toy was able to find the solo. That's big for RRQ, considering Toy will be crucial entering the mid, entering the late game. So perhaps that's their only saving grace for now. Still though, 1,500 gold lead secured by Geek Fam. Second turtle is up. Geek Fam has the momentum, but Alpha, remember, with the Spirit of Alpha, can definitely turn things around.
Good take there, Rins. Uh-oh. So low as we get the fight started. He has already used the Crimson Beacon earlier. A boy wants to go for the chase again. Ida holding onto the turtle. Sutsujin. Oh, pin down! Beloyski with a set. No follow-up yet. Ida looking for the taunt again. Sutsujin still on the turtle. Make it to the color. Toy won't be able to get in close. Beloyski with a pin. Spirit of Alpha.
That's beautiful steal! Geek Fam, that will suffer Beloyski.
Uh-oh. Toy obliterated by the Synchro Fission. RRQ forced to run away again. This is looking like a stompy stomp. The Kingslayers are eating up the Kings of Kings. Oh, my lord, Rins.
Hey, Geek Fam, they were able to find the right angles, pressing the right button in that second turtle taken. RRQ again being in the back foot.
Oh, my lord.
Suyo, 1,500 gold lead. That's not a good sign.
No, it's not a good sign when you go Spear of Alpha and you get out-traded in the 2v1. Make it! He is Sasuke in this game, man. Unkillable, 3-0-3. I'm not talking about the guy who ran from the Leaf Village early. I'm talking about late game Sasuke, man. Like when he was Shadow Hokage and stuff.
Yeah, keep in mind as well, Make's level 11, Sutsujin level 8. 3 level difference. 6 minutes in, almost 7 though. Let's see RRQ, they are just playing for Toy. That's going to be the script for RRQ.
Who's gonna get to a boy? I think, oh, Lancer Flare. Spear of Alpha flicker around Sutsujin. No Spear of Alpha! Go! Jump into the bag, make it to the chase. Sutsujin, gun down, a boy! Gets a Sky Piercer. RRQ are in shambles.
My, oh my, Geek Fam. Their execution on this game has been almost flawless. And Kenzie, sure, he was taken down earlier with the solo, but seems like farm-wise, not too shabby, not too behind if you compare it to Toy. So let's say it's going to be Geek Fam now with the mid-prio. As the inner turret bottom side has been taken down.
Oh, this is not going to be a win. Purify out already. 2v1. Edok is once again in a position where he has nothing to say about the game. You put him on a Gato Gacha again. This goes against everything that we've been talking about. RQ strengths. They basically said, no, we don't need it in the playoffs. And they really do. Turtle, perfect for Geek Fam. Oh, this is going to be tougher as we get into the mid game.
Jakarta International Velodrome is silent, ladies and gentlemen, knowing that, again, minute 8 RRQ behind 5,000. Let's see, 2 items for Toy. Once he gets the third item, I feel like, okay, RRQ can definitely get creative, and I think they need to get that creative play ASAP. Geek Fam, all they need to do is just stay solid, keep it tight. They should enter the late game later on with a healthy foundation.
Sigani, I don't even think so. I think 3 items still. Oh, RRQ won't be able to really do much. This is a tanky lineup again. Now that they're so far ahead, even tankier for Beloyski and Gobs. You jump around like that, Gobs is going to shoulder bash you. Gobs is going to displace you. You're going to have to use skill 2 for someone, one of the CCs, and they have overwhelming CC, as Shepard pointed out. Fraction Pulse, Immobilization Field with skill 2 of the Kimmy again, and then Make Hits with a Blade Surge. Phobias with almost everything in his kit. Last but not least, with the Badang. 1 skill 2 from 1-1, you try to fly and then you die. Beloyski up top, Fraction Pulse over Rins! He doesn't go for the Crimson Beacon, he does in the end! But he loses a lot of HP, and RRQ can't even trade with the Alpha. Now they go on to Gob, 2-man Dark Wave! That's it.
RRQ trying to position themselves very, very carefully. Also as Geek Fam, same. But the mid here, at least RRQ, they have cleared their wave. So as it stands, 9 minutes in, even though they're behind 6,000 gold, their mid turret still stands.
5,000 gold lead, Lord #1 spawning into Lanadon, ladies and gentlemen. The Fallen Kings might fall even deeper. Heck, they, oh, dog. The AOG just to defend a turret that will fall anyways. Geek Fam, they put RRQ in a position very desperate already in the 10th minute of the game.
All Geek Fam needs to do is just stay strong, you know, don't blunder, don't overextend, and let's see here, it's okay, eventually, the mid turret falls, RRQ now. Trying to defend.
Oh, Gobs! Again with the Dark Wave, Beloyski with the 8! Crossbow up tank, 3 items, win cons all around, but it does not matter! The Kingslayers are on the Kingdom doors.
Geek Fam again applying more pressure with the Lord relatively healthy in the bottom side, and it seems like it's going to be 8,000 gold lead already. RRQ, is this it for game 2?
They're not even knocking on the gates of the kingdom. They are barging in. Base turret. Taking down the boy up top, flying away already. Edok, chunk to half.
Oh my god, oh my god. Lord touches the bottom side of the turret. RRQ now, they can hit the reset button. But Geek Fam, they are satisfied already. Almost 10k gold lead and mid-turret cracked. All they need to do now is just keep, again, just don't blunder, don't overextend, especially for Beloy and as well as Gobs, their frontliners. But Kenziski, I'm sure his farm is already great. Heading towards the late game, Harith, full item. That's a nasty, nasty Harith.
The Phobius this season for Gobs has been tremendous. Yeah, this is his favorite pick in the regular season. He does really well on it, and you finally get to see it here in the playoffs because for some reason, we haven't seen it. Real-time victory rate, the opposite of the audience prediction. Samsung Galaxy S25 series brings you this 77 to 23% of RRQ. I'd go as far as to say that it's more 85 to 90%. Looking at, again, RRQ's composition that needs to win early. This is a Geek Fam outscaling composition already. That's winning an early game. Now a pin down onto eDog and AOG defensively. Gob has Flicker into
the jungles of RRQ. Keep in mind, Miracle, yesterday it was RRQ and Onic 85 to 15, the AI prediction.
Yep.
And it was 15. Onic finds the comeback. So, perhaps will it be the same story here for RRQ? Will they find the angle for a comeback?
Are you talking about the Tigreal eDog? Is that the game?
That was that was Onic defending. The 15%.
Oh, traction pulls up, boy! What? Curtain call on him, Flicker out again, no damage, active coming down as well in the back line! Geek Fam crumbling! 15% is all RRQ needs, Geek Fam! What was that? Tyrant caught by the dark wave, now they go all in, taunt from eDog!
That's going to be RRQ collapsing onto his Gobs. 3 members of Geek Fam down.
Oh no. Oh boy, and Kenziski with a massive blunder. RRQ are back alive, their hopes grow by the second. That win rate probability is going down slowly but surely for Geek Fam and is rising toward the kingdom.
Can we smell remontada in game 2? They were behind, what, almost 10k? They have cut it down to half. Sure, Pariah, it's still Geek Fam, but that was a warning sign. Geek Fam cannot do the same.
Rins! Oh no! Back to back, it was a boy, and it almost seemed like it was destined to happen to Rins.
Hey, yesterday Rins did the same with the Selena against Onic. Being in the mid, overextending, got punished. And it seems like that habit, right? That staying in the mid habit needs, again, it's just cutting all the momentum that RQ is trying to look for.
And just like that, the chance of a comeback grows slimmer. It grew because of a boy, now it gets slimmer because of Rins. And it's the opposite teams, ladies and gentlemen. 5,000 goldies still for Geek Fam. And again, if we go back to the drawing board for Geek Fam, for RRQ, it's still RRQ at a disadvantage. They've lost the mid lane base turret. They're a composition, and again, plays more early to mid. They'll... Oh, traction pulse, Rins. Not again, right? Okay, he gets away this time, but yeah, RRQ are going to get outscaled. Oh no, how did... eDog with a taunt, drops the cancel already. Dark wave to cancel it out one more time. eDog playing in a position where it's more Tigreal than Gapdot, you know?
Geek Fam does not give the time for eDog to hit that AOG. Oh my goodness, the chain CC was tremendous. That was too much.
Realistically, Gani, what would the Gapdot do with a flank? Like, that's a Tigreal move.
Yeah, it's tough. 5v4 now. 10 seconds though for eDog.
Without eDog, I don't know, Supremacy with the Spear of Alpha. Oh, whoa, Winter Crowd. Crossbow time popped in, or able to give the Flicker out. Oh boy, gonna be locked. Oh no, Toy in the back, Gobs!
That is Gobs doing work.
Winter Crown from Gobs, tanking the turret again. Now, turn not tank properly. A boy falls. Somehow, now mid lane, make it. Blunder over blunder, RRQ. Slowly, Kenziski with the man force already. Jumping back and forth over to Supremacy. Spear of Alpha, but Kenzi's still free.
He is dancing in the dance floor. He finds it double, but couldn't find the connection for that third kill. Tyrant shutting him down.
So slow from Geek Fam, and then it turns out it was just the calm before the storm. They decided to dive in all the way without getting the base turret, and it costed them. RRQ again have another chance at coming back in this game. Geek Fam gotta be careful. They did this against Onic. Kyrie got a Maniac, and it was over.
My goodness, my goodness. Now RRQ, they suddenly have Pariah. Is this a big gamble though?
Traction pulse, immobilization, a dive in the back as a boy is able to reposition, but not going to be engaged on crossbow tag. We'll be ready, make it!
That's going to be make it, connecting on towards the Lord, but that's going to be Toy actually surviving Sutsujin.
Blunder, AOG, make his lockdown, you get the Lord, but Toy gets the shutdown. Sutsujin able to survive, 3 members down, only Kenzie and Beloy left to deal with RRQ.
The Lord is going to be irrelevant as RRQ, they have committed 4 bodies in the mid, and yeah, the push will not come to fruition. 10 seconds on Gobs. RQ looking to get what they can.
They can get the tier 2, I think, maximum. Maybe a base turn maximum actually now.
Yeah.
But Geek Fam have proper avenues to keep this game alive. Kenzie's got to be careful though. Base turret in the mid lane falling, away to the bottom lane for Geek Fam to play with. Played slow, but RRQ have dealt with everything. Now it's more of an even game. It's down to even. It's just an outscale. It's just, again, those little mistakes that can turn the game around one more time.
Boys, gotta remind you guys, back at home, this is just game 2 and we are 18 minutes in. Luckily for RQ, the Lord will spawn in the bottom side of the map because far lane, they still have a turret. Let's see, RQ, can they complete the comeback from a 9,000 gold lead?
You'd really be thinking that RRQ would be in the position where Geek Fam was, and then Geek Fam would be the ones to pull off a comeback. As you know, we got to 16, 15 minutes, but it's the opposite. It's Geek Fam with the early game, RRQ with the late game. Despite the very contradicting compositions. Let's take a look at the items here. Full items for Toy, he's gone. Berserker's Fury, Rose Gold Meteor. Everybody's at full at this point. Really comes down to how they position, how they're able to play the far lane, and how they'll eventually item swap for the outplays.
All right. It's going to be RQ now. Just holding on. They have the gold lead. Some say at this point, gold lead does not matter.
Irrelevant.
Winner crowns, though, will be one of the key factors here, especially if you're a Geek Fam, considering you're going up against a 1-1 who is fed already. So, seems like a boy does not care. He went for the penetration item. Let's see, with this Divine Blade, can he do damage? Oh, that's a concealed play.
But it's onto a boy who has to be careful, will be able to just get out. Valoisky caught the current call already. Traction pulls over the Tyrant. Valoisky tried to go over the pin. Lantern Flare zones him back. 17 seconds for the Evolved Lord. Conceal. Valoisky jumps in to Jim all in over the back. Riz with a Crimson Beacon.
BBB! And that's going to be the collapse by both teams.
Toy now coming into the end. Jin Mortality going to be top. No, he gets away. Valoisky now caught in the top spot. AOG
Locking a boy down. And that's going to be Jakarta International Velodrome roaring.
Silence to the loudness that we would expect from an RRQ game. Blade Surge, it's on landed. Makin's the only hope of a steal goes down. RRQ don't go for the Lord. They will try to go for the end right here, right now.
They have Harith. Can Kenzie pull a defense?
No Purify.
Shaman Force is online though, is active.
Gobs needs to do some crazy stuff. Kenzie jumping back and forth. No Purify all the way to the back of the camp. The mini waves will not be utilized. Gobs can deal with it. That was a mistake. Gobs jumps in all the way onto 5. Crossbow attack. The crown and he saved the game.
He got the clear. Toy, RRQ, they wipe Geek Fam out, but they don't have minions. A boy, Beloy is up.
Uh-oh. Let's see. A boy with the traction pulse. Initiation in the back. Valoisky with a fist crack already. RRQ go straight for the base and somehow the Kingdom equalizes. They stabilize in a best of 7. The Kingslayers pushed back.
They were behind by a lot in this game.
9,000.
9,000 gold lead from the side of Geek Fam, but the Kings of Kings, they were able to find an angle to not just neutralize, but they have equalized in this best of 7.
Alter Ego versus BTR, a generational throw. That was pretty astronomical, my friends. 9,000 gold lead. A boy decides to walk towards RRQ, flying past the wall, saying, hey, what's up, yo? He's caught in the wrong neighborhood, got popped instantly. Sheffin, oh, I can already feel the aura of the billion face palms that he is currently expressing, probably. I can see the smile on Arashi's face, laughing at Sheffin.
But yeah, I mean, what a showing from RRQ. They were unfazed, and this was perhaps like the real turnaround, right? For RRQ, the real foundation built. It was 20 minutes in folks to catch on towards a boy. That was very, very expensive.
There's no real reason for Geek Fam to really be in that position there. Kids, I would say at this point he tried, right? He had to try to do something there. The main mistake was, why would you fight with a conceal there when you have the far lane? Well, not far lane, but you have so much more to play with. Wave down below was pushing in. Time was with them, but RRQ wasn't. They wanted to fight, and now we're going to send it over to the panel to dissect that.
I don't know. What was that game? Because RRQ was still able to turn things around after Geek Fam were stomping on their face. It's a 1-1 now equalizer. But I can't really process what was going on in that match, in that game.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2-0, but when RRQ do the kiting game, when Toy is like always like at the right place, at the right time, and like Ido, oh my god, the AOG, man. He got a lot of momentum using the AOG. Yeah. That's when RRQ got come back.
And Rico was saying this again and again, like, they have They have the early game composition, but they took it to the late game and won. Look, I'm all for RRQ winning, right? But to quote a certain caster from Indonesia, what the heck did we just watch?
Yeah.
What was that?
You know what's that, Arashi? I'm sorry, no disrespect. That was a mid-off between Aboy
Mid-off?
and also Mr. Rince. Yes, they're mid laner for the first part, but they were mid throughout the whole game. Rince was throwing in the early game, but Aboy said, I could do better.
So it's the battle of mid.
The better.
It's the battle of mid.
Yeah.
Look, there's a very wondrous look on Mirko's face as he passes by here. He was doing the same way we are. Man, it's just Geek Fam, they didn't have to do a lot of those crazy plays. They have to play it calculated, and I understand they want to get a bit of an advantage, a bit of a guarantee, instead of risking it against RRQ.
I think,
But brother, every single time RRQ were 50-50 for a Lord,
Yeah.
the history is they don't do so well. So why was Geek Fam concerned about that, going for a fight, and then getting counter-engaged by Edok? Polios, please shed some knowledge.
But RRQ put a good bait for Geek Fam. They always took the bait, and like even like Alpha from Sutsujin is not like starting the momentum. You just wait until Geek Fam is coming, and this is the hero of Alpha.
Counter-engage, basically. But obviously, the follow-up behind that is Edok, the player of the game presented by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 series. Edok with the Gatot Kacha. At this point, I'm inclined to tell and call him Edok Kacha or Gatot Edok because he has been consistently playing this hero to its best. Sometimes, you know, he has to stay off, but on this match, I think he landed 2 or 3 clutch AOG.
I gotta give a shout out to Dairon though, because a lot of this damage that you're seeing, yes, it's toy, but Dairon was doing a ton of damage, and that first shutdown onto a boy, followed by Kenziski, was started by Dairon showing up behind the Kimi somehow, some way, and then shredding her down. And that was the story of the game. In the late game, Mirko mentioned it. The only late game angle for RRQ is that the CC is going to be way more dangerous than the Phobius.
Yeah.
And right here, if you look at how these fights were going, when RRQ were able to spread the fights apart, there was less security and less safety for Kenziski and Aboy to output the damage. And when it's like just 5 different 1v1s, man, that CC definitely brought in a ton of value, especially with the curtain call kind of getting the damage shared upon 2 people.
But look at this. This is the final curtain call that kind of seals the game, right? Oh, boy, trying to get away, Kenzie.
Bang!
Unfortunately, he got tied down. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah, this one.
Let him walk back.
Maybe just to see. I don't even know, man.
And even the end sequence here, man, the fact that the wave was cleared and they were waiting for it, we were looking at the death timers, oh, it's only a boy, no burst damage, probably can clear that easily. With 5 members on the board, funnily enough, with all these fighters, they can tank some aggro, they can do a lot of bursty amounts of damage. It kind of worked out towards the end sequence.
Yeah, and I think it's still the same issue from Geek Fam when facing against Onic. They almost win the game, they control the early game, but Onic can get comeback because of the miscalculation.
Yeah, miscalculation displays like Geek Fam, and I think, the way they were able to close the game out, was it Rashi?
You realize 0 deaths on
Yeah.
Talon? My
As a
guy,
CC.
in a game like that, considering his positioning, diving in the backline and all that, that's what I'm telling you. Like, you gotta give a shout out to him. Look at the damage, dude. He did almost as much damage as the 1-1. Dude.
60K for the CC. I think Aboy was ahead of him, and also Kenziski. I mean, that is what we expect from a late game Harith. But the CC, why was it able to work in a composition that has so much catch, so much dive? I mean, in the Phobius, in the Kimi, and also in the Badang.
Yeah, as long as you're, putting the trap in the right place, if Geek Fam, gonna step into that, then it's an easy punish, man. There's not much punish instead of maybe just Kenziski going into as a Mana Force full-on combo on towards Tyron. And if he builds that Radiant Armor and the Oracle, it's gonna help him to sustain the fight even longer. And there's a lot of juicy targets as well. As Arashi mentioned earlier, Gobs is on a, Phobius. It's gonna fall off, like it or not, against ACC. Even Beloyski, there's a moment in the top lane we got chased down towards the inner turrets with a single curtain call combo and towards Beloyski. It was like almost a single combo solo kill to a Badang with an anti-Cuirass.
I don't know what to say.
Oh boy.
That was a game, obviously.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think we probably have to get some more insight onto this match, man, because the early game by RRQ, it really wasn't the way to go, man.
Yeah,
But then the late game from Geek Fam, so hey, I guess it's a perfect match, dude, somehow.
Did we get Cascade here? Interview him?
Cascade?
Yeah.
I would love that, dude, because I have no idea.
Fair enough.
Usually I can kind of see the vision, kind of,
Yeah.
the intentions. But right now, this match so far, I'm just drawing blanks.
That's why if I'm being RRQ, I think I'm not satisfied with this
for sure.
team.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
RRQ is winning, but they need to fix the early game because from the first game and the second game, they always lost on the early game.
Yeah, it's what we call an ugly win, basically. I mean, a win
Slugfest.
is still, it's slugfest, snooze fest,
I don't think that's a snoof.
It wasn't, yeah, obviously, because the action for,
Back and
it was
forth.
yeah, back and forth. There was constant action happening in the Land of Dawn for that one. That's 1-1 now for RRQ against Geek Fam. At least RRQ were able to fight back. For Geek Fam, though, I think they have to learn to stop and to try to just close out the games. Jeff Fam, this is your team.
I don't know, man. I'm still wondering about that boy moment. It reminds me of that. I think it's less worse than Susujin's dive towards the bottom lane there. You know, I gotta throw some gems first before I wanna kind of like criticize my team here. But
Sure.
again, like when you got the traction pull is so like a really good punish towards the dashing heroes of RRQ. So when Susujin is getting caught, that should be like, I guess that was a bait. You know, but I don't think that was a big bait towards a boy. He could have just played it safe, man. I'm just still baffled. I don't understand.
And you're saying that being a common pattern, by the way, for RRQ. Just saying, so far, a lot of times whenever they draft have a composition, everyone seems to have some kind of dash, right? And we talked about the importance of distance management, especially with when Onic was getting a masterclass in doing that. RRQ, they seem to have a more aggressive style where they don't really keep you at distance. They let you get close, and then they just jump out like, yo, what's up? Get away from me, bro. I can't let you get close.
Surprise.
So, I don't know, man.
So in a way, that's not really a good plan either, right?
It's like a reactive, like, immediate. Instead of like, oh, I'm concerned about cold use, instead of keeping my distance, I'm like, hey! And you're like, what just happened?
You gotta be nonchalant.
What's that about?
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
It's just
about
confusing,
They
bro.
play very reactive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost too reactive.
Uh-huh.
They did not have any engages.
And what's the objective?
I don't know. If they
Right?
to win.
I guess.
I guess they can figure it out later on. But as of now, we're gonna catch our breath because outdoor, there'll be Alyssa waiting for us. Alyssa, what's up?
Melaporkan langsung dari MPL Festival, mana suaranya?
Wih, ramai banget ya ternyata di festival ya. Ini
Luar
berasa di rumah
biasa.
saya sendiri loh ini ramainya kayak gitu.
Oh, iya.
Alisa,
Oke,
tumben datang ke sini ada apa ini?
Iya dong, kita mampir karena di sini lagi rame ya. Dan juga pastinya nggak kita berdua aja, nggak hanya ada Alisa dan Kagio, tapi ada juga...
Mas Ade.
Wow, halo.
Mas Ade, apa kabar? Gimana live streamnya?
Wah, seru banget di belakang deg-degan sih.
Oh.
Takutnya,
Oh, bohong cenah.
tadi pas kalah pada diem semua ini, pas balik. Wah.
Waduh,
Banget, sumpah
waduh.
berisik banget.
Mas Ade, hari ini udah makan apa nih?
Hari ini tadi nyemil-nyemilnya sambil minum good day.
Saya minum good day yang ngerasa apa tuh, Mas Ade?
Yang tiramisu bliss.
Tiramisu bliss. Oke, Mas Ade, aku pengen tanya-tanya dulu nih sebelum
Ya.
kita balik ke penonton nih ya. Kan
oke.
ini kita sudah melihat nih antara RRQ dan Geek Fam. Hari ini perebutan satu slot terakhir, tapi
Oke.
menurut Mas Ade sendiri, kenapa sih RRQ kemarin bisa kalah melawan Onic?
Kenapa RRQ bisa kalah sama Onic?
Yes, padahal kan dia juara regular season.
Ya karena mainnya lebih bagus aja jauh sih. Lumayan jauh, kaget aja sih surprisingly Onic mainnya bisa kayak gitu sih. Kembalinya God Suns kayaknya. Serem banget mainnya kemarin.
Benar-benar.
Gokil.
Sense ya. Yang jadi
Jarang
poin.
sih punya ngelihat player kayak gitu bisa konsisten tiap season gitu, jarang banget.
Oke, tapi kalau ngelihat prediksi skornya nih hari ini RRQ dan Geek Fam berapa sih Mas Ade?
Prediksi skor, waduh prediksi skor. Prediksi skor kayaknya kalau dari gameplay tadi ya, kalau ada bunder-bunder gini tadinya kirain bakalan bisa kayak 4-2 Geek Fam.
Oh.
Bahkan nggak ngeliat RRQ bisa menang karena dilihat dari gameplay ya. RRQ tadi beberapa kali memang karena drive juga kan, dia bukan tipikal yang harus cari orang kan. Agak-agak berat di awal, agak struggling juga.
Aha.
Cuma pada akhirnya itu juga dari kalahnya karena kesalahan Geek Fam ya.
Iya.
Kesalahan Geek Famnya sendiri. Jadi ya kalau dilihat sih, kalau misalnya Geek Fam nanti setelah ini dia kayak gitu lagi bisa malah bisa kebalik skornya.
Oh.
Malah bisa RRQ yang menang.
Wow, oke.
Iya. Oke.
Boleh silakan Kagio.
Mas Ade, tadi kan Make It dikasih Suyo first pick tuh.
Betul.
Tiba-tiba ke comeback gamenya. Apa yang terjadi tadi tuh game kedua kalau menurut Mas Ade?
Wah itu Suyonya juga udah mainnya udah bagus kan si Make It. Cuma tadi ada gerakan dari Aboy sih, beberapa kali dia blunder kan kalah akhirnya. Balon juga udah bagus kan, semuanya udah bagus. Cuma tadi ada mungkin adrenalin rush gak sih? Karena dia udah ngerasa bahwa udah 10k gold different. Jadi dia mau coba-coba lagi, mau extend lagi. Cuma akhirnya malah blunder. Itu yang fatal sih. Karena dia yang dapatnya akhirnya dapat 2. Dapat Aboy sama dapat si Kentisky juga si Toy-nya kan dapat. Jadinya itu fatalnya di situ aja sih.
Wah.
Oke, kita akan lihat ya. Di game ketiga nanti akan terjadi reverse sweep sesuai prediksi Mas Ade, kita nggak tahu. Tapi Mas Ade aku mau ajak Mas Ade kita coba tes ombak di sini karena kayaknya udah rame banget ya. Mas Ade mau manggil Kingdom atau Geek Fam Unity nih?
Coba. Mana Geek Fam suaranya Geek Fam?
Oke.
Oh, ada.
asalnya aku ya.
Coba.
Kingdom mana suaranya? Oke.
Itu biasa tadi udah begitu tuh.
Gitu
Di
ya.
belakang, iya.
Oke. Dan kita yang menunggu-nunggu dan mereka semua semangat sekali melihat permainan ini karena ini satu slot terakhir. Thank you so much Mas Ade.
Makasih,
Silakan
Mas.
boleh dilanjutkan. Thank you so much.
Itu live chatnya nggak berhenti-berhenti. Alisa?
Betul, jadi kita live-nya dua sisi
Dua
ya,
sisi.
dua sisi. Oke, Kak Gio,
Ya.
kalau kita sudah berdua di sini, kita mau juga bagi sesuatu yang seru nih untuk teman-teman yang ada di MPL Festival dan pasti yang nonton ya, para superfans yang ada di dalam Jakarta International Velodrome juga.
Ya.
Jadi boleh kita agak mikir sedikit ya,
Boleh.
karena kita di sini mau BBG bagi-bagi GoPay.
Yeay. Tapi kayaknya kalau misalnya kita mau BBG, kita kasih tahu mereka kasih
Betul.
human wave dulu.
Human wave dulu, kalau mau ditampilin barcode-nya, boleh ya kita human wave dulu. Kita coba dari yang paling belakang ke yang paling depan. dan nanti begitu pun sebaliknya. Oke, kita coba tes ombak dulu ya. Yang dari belakang sudah siap?
Yang depan udah siap? Wih, kalau begitu. 1, 2, 3. Tangannya begini semua.
Ini
Ayo.
yang belakang mohon maaf kemana? Yang belakang dulu ayo. 1, 2, 3. Enggak kompak.
Nggak kompak.
Karena QR-nya udah ditampilin Kak Gio.
Pantesan,
Mereka
langsung
nggak ada
keluarin
yang peduli.
Langsung keluarin handphone semua.
Betul. Ya udah nggak apa-apa. Langsung di scan dulu aja QR yang ada di depan. Boleh di scan dulu di aplikasi GoPay langsung aja didapetin hadiahnya karena ada berbagai macam nominal ya yang nantinya bisa didapatkan dari BBG bagi-bagi GoPay.
Aku sih kemarin pernah dapat 20.000 ya.
Oh ya?
Lumayan buat jajan-jajan ya kan. Ada Supro.
Ada banyak ya. Ada Killa Food juga. Dari kemarin aku nggak berhenti makan seblaknya juga ya. Banyak banget kalian bisa cobain langsung di MPL Festival. Dan pastinya masih nonton di rumah jangan cuma ngambil GoPay-nya aja. Langsung transaksi di MPL Festival karena MPL Festival gratis. Kalian bisa langsung datang aja terutama besok karena grand final ya Kak Gio.
Besok sih hari penentu ya.
Betul sekali. Kita akan melihat siapa satu lagi perwakilan kita. Alright Kak Gio.
Yap.
Sudah cukup sepertinya semua sudah dapat. Ada yang udah dapat boleh dikasih tunjuk? Boleh dikasih tunjuk GoPay-nya udah dapat?
Belum.
Sudah ada? Belum?
Belum beruntung.
Belum beruntung. Oh ada
Oh,
di belakang tuh ada yang udah dapat ya.
Mantap,
Oke,
mantap.
mantap sekali.
Kita tes terakhir gak sih sebelum mungkin Alisa mau pergi dari sini ya kan?
Silakan.
Viva! Viva! RRQ! Geek Fam! Buset.
Ya boleh ya. Kita ke tengah dulu kali
Oke,
Kak Gio.
boleh.
Karena kita sudah bagi-bagi GoPay, sudah seru-seruan bareng. Dan langsung saja kita akan melihat ya. Kira-kira panelis akan membedah apa lagi untuk game yang ketiga. So panelis, take it over.
And why the hell is an Alter champ shouting Viva RRQ?
Yeah,
Yo.
he's an Alter champ.
What is he doing? By the way, that was Mr. AS, Ares Tiawan, Hyde
Ares
O'Brien, M1 champion, by the way.
Yeah.
And speaking about champion, who is your champion, Arashi?
What?
You predict your champion?
For
Do you know how to predict
season
your
15?
champion?
Yes.
For any.
I think the drip says it all, my friend.
I mean, you can do that
Yeah.
on an
yeah.
app.
On an app.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You know what app? With GoPay, because from watching MPL, Mabar, or playing together, pushing rank, it's all Plastigege on GoPay games. You can also join the MPL GG party by voting for your favorite champion in every MPL ID Season 15 playoff at gopay.co.id/games. You're also guaranteed to win prizes. For first-time voters, you'll definitely get free rewards of up to 59 diamonds and 1 token, and the tokens can be used to spin for prizes. And as of now, the prizes include 5 electric motorbikes, vroom vroom, yeah, 6 smartphones.
It's not vroom vroom because it's electric.
Oh, okay.
Like me.
Yeah, it doesn't have sounds actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very eco-friendly as well.
Yeah, eco-friendly.
Social
Yes, sir.
commentary. You can also earn tokens by topping up games of a minimum 10,000 rupiah, and the tokens can be used immediately for spinning. You can also get a free WDP or a weekly diamond pass on GoPay games. Because Colius, usually I would get my WDP from Lim Kocho.
Oh.
You know those challenges he does in
Yeah,
TikTok?
yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna try to get 10 kills with every hero in the alphabet, and he goes a B, and he goes boxing, and he has to get 10 kills. If he doesn't, he gives a free WDP. And I create like 10 bot accounts to just comment.
Wait, who does this?
Lim Kocho.
I
Lim
see.
Kocho.
Yeah, it's content.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
We should join.
So you should
Exactly.
just
We should
gank.
join, right?
Exactly.
Plus, on top of that, with the GoPay app, you can also get that free WTP.
Free.
Free.
I mean, that's a word that we all here really enjoy, man.
Yes.
Whenever it's free, you know when you get food and it tastes okay? But the same food, when it's free, when someone buys it for you, it just tastes that much better, man.
Tastes nice.
Dude, I'm a married man.
Dang.
If I bought WDP by myself, my wife is gonna be angry. But this one is free, right?
Yeah, okay.
Olios, I mean, you know, baby's milk is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
You gotta save up.
That's Caparino.
How would you know?
I don't know. Okay, I was on a grocery store once and I took a peek at the
Yeah, we assume it's
at the
expensive.
aisle.
So you're thinking for the future, right?
Yeah,
I have
the
kids.
future.
Oh,
Realize.
incoming.
No comment.
I'm kidding.
By the way, the previous game recap here, May Kids and Dyren.
Look at that.
This is, I don't know, you usually don't want to compare the jungler with the XP laner, but Dyren's game, that was quite flawless, I'd say. He was deathless. He dealt 60k damage. That was just off the roof.
I think it's really special when you are known to make plays happen, right? You're a playmaker EXP laner.
Yeah.
And then when they put you on some of these CCs, you know, some of these aggressive, damage-dealing EXP laners, you can still perform like at such a, I don't know, such a high level. I think it's always an amazing thing to see. We can see that from a lot of the top tier teams right now, actually. Technically for Onic, even Ludpi, right? One of the things that makes him special is that factor. He can be a setter, but when he's on those carries, he's still a real threat.
Because I think from the last game, usually we see that Dyren is the initiator.
Yeah.
With Idok. But on the last game, he's the shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah, even like Geek Fam didn't notice when Dyren is go to the back line
Yeah.
and give that much of damage, 60k.
It was just attracting noise from Geek Fam. And then that I think was what gave EDOC the gateway to just land a 3-man AOG, 2-man AOG on Geek Fam.
You gotta say it to my face, man.
I do.
You hear the click on the tongue from Kevin immediately.
On Geek Fam.
You're coming up to my mic too. Oh my god.
Yeah,
on that note though, I think the fact that Dyron was able to play that EXP damage healer also is something that's complemented by the fact that Rince is on a Jushin. We've been really critical on the Jushin, but at the end of the day, like when it clicks, it clicks. Unfortunately, in the early game, it was just a mess for them. In the late game, much more use. And Rince, obviously, he's a pro player for a reason, man. He's not gonna make the same mistake maybe like thrice. You know, he made the same mistake twice probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn at some point.
Hopefully.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
We get that saying wrong a lot on the English desk, by the way. Just say it.
Oh, okay.
We get it mixed up.
You're the one who started it.
Shame on me.
There's a shame all around for everybody.
We hope the drafts aren't a shame because now we are in the draft.
Oh my god.
Presented by the official tournament smartphone.
Whoa!
Samsung Galaxy S15
Aliyah is
series.
open now.
What is this Faramis band from RQ?
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm the only Faramis believer out of all the talent desk.
I think if we are going to assume that RRQ are going to do what they did in the previous game, instead of having a damage dealing mid lane and a tanky top AHP lane, having just someone that can do a lot of different things all together in every single role, I think the Faramis is a good option because an approach like that earlier can be easily dismantled by using a Faramis. It's almost like they were doing this weird 2-1-2 split that used to be meta.
Holy.
Oh, hey.
Now Chip is coming. And
Red
Red like we said before, that if like the assassin jungler is not working, the fighter jungler is not working, why not using the tank jungler? And now Red is free, they're using it with Chips. So it's gonna be a combo where Chip can like show everywhere he wants to on the early game and using the shortcut.
Aside from being a counter to the Joy Arashi, what does the veteran provide to the team, basically? Why would you want to pick it first?
Well, it provides everything that RRQ were able to use to get a victory in the second game. It gives you crowd control. Oh, yes. Oh, man, Masha as well. Oh, boy. Masha chip, man.
Are they pulling an Onic?
This is a crazy combo. But yes, it gives you frontline, it gives you crowd control, and it gives you sustain. Everything that you will want from an EXP laner because you want that damage.
Oh wow, even the respect towards the X-Borg EXP, this is something that we haven't really seen very often. The X-Borg EXP, it was debuted, I believe, in MPLPH first, then Gox played it yesterday, and it's a kind of a, I wouldn't say a counter for the Masha, but it does well in the lane, especially when you're trying to fight. Now this is, oh man, this is kind of scary, because the Masha, not only it is good on its own, it can burst down all the backliners of Geek Fam, and pretty much does not care at all from the incoming front-to-back damage. This is also bad news for Voloisky, because that's one less target that you could go for on a Kalea. That CC immune, once the health bar is disappearing, she has 3, so it doesn't matter.
But now, what about the Valentina? If Geek want to use Valentina, can copy the shortcut, and other maybe useful ultimates?
Man, that's a boy staple as well, right? Valentina. That could be in consideration if they want to ban it out, but as of now, I think RRQ need to close this one out with the Uranus.
Oh my god.
Wow. Behind this?
They just want to play on Dyron. You want to build it on Dyron.
And that's a bold move, man, because I think before the Uranus even comes into conversation, usually Esmeralda comes up first, and those are two very similar heroes. But I guess without a lot of shielding heroes, right, there isn't a lot of value to go for Esmeralda for Geek Fam, so they go for the Uranus instead, and they go for the Kimi, and that's probably why, right? Against the Kimi, you stack up so fast on the Uranus, now that won't be an issue. But will the Lolita come through, though?
Oh!
I don't think so.
With an EXP Kalea?
I really don't think so.
It was picked up in MPLPH, right?
Yes, sir.
The playoffs, and I think as of now, a lot of people are preaching for the Kimi, or rather for the Lolita pickup against the Kimi. But again, Mirko mentioned it yesterday that MPL ID is very fast, it's brawly, it's high stakes and high tempo, and that Lolita, I don't think it can really match the pressure and the pace of the game.
It's gonna be hard to fit
Madame?
for Lolita, but
I like that better actually. So they want to be a bit more reactive here. They're playing, I guess, like taking a page of RQ's book, especially with the chip. This is gonna be a fully like all-in team fight kind of fight from Cascade and crew. So you want to just respond with these two heroes. I was thinking something like a Badang because they want to just respond with the stunts. But I think this works better, especially Voloisky is most likely going to put Kalea.
That's what I want to say before. Carry. Might be the answer because when you're facing against like Suyo and Terizla, the speedy light whale from Kari is very good. But they have the passive where it can be blown and can give the opponents true damage. So Terizla can be too sustainable on the front line, especially during the late game.
Makes sense. But now, it'll all come down to this game in which they will able to get a point off of each other's back. And now it's up to Gun and Mirko to walk us through. So casters, take it away.
Thank you so much, panel. We're going to dive straight into the Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen, for our third game of this series. Remember, this usually is a battle for match point, but we have a whole best of 7 to deal with here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the underdogs for game number 3.
5 seconds.
Let's see which team. Will it be Geek Fam or will it be RRQ that takes the advantage?
Juicin and Sarista are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think those picks really seal the deal for me in terms of how I am comfortable with Geek Fam's draft. I like RQ's draft even more though. Masha, Chip, we're starting to finally see a bit more of the Kezgir we know. It's like a bit of warming up from them. Could have been a Geek Fam 2-0 had a boy not done those 2 back-to-back plays, but here we are. A boy on a signature pick on the Juicin finally. He's able to pick it up. It's not Rins who snatches it away from him.
Yeah, it's like throwing a 10,000 gold lead in a lower bracket finals. Must have hit hard for a boy, but let's see here the reset from them.
Oh man, Beloyski doing a lot of damage already over to Edok. Wants to go for the chase here. Emblems, nothing too crazy, honestly. Everything seems quite normal. Sutajin has gone for tank emblem. Edok now the crash course. Beloyski forced to flicker out. Doesn't want to give a first blood over to RQ. Oh! Good save, Mackenzie. Synchro vision to secure the gold crab.
Great awareness there. Sure, Beloyski, yeah, burnt his flicker, but at least RQ do not have an advantage, a real advantage going on to the first turtle. But it's going to be Makids though. Almost level 5. Sutajin is slightly behind XP-wise.
That's the advantage of having the Suyo when you're up against the Brethren. You clear so much faster, and Sutajin has gone for the Impure Rage instead of the Concussive Blast, which means that his clear speed will be affected negatively. It's going to be a disadvantage even more so than it is, or... Oh, wait. He's not going to go for the turtle. He's actually going to read the fact that Suyo might be on the orange buff. A take from Maykid to the rectory, and he finds it. Immobilization though. Maykid's gun down, Soul Sever. Can he run? Edok comes in, first blood to RRQ.
Great read from the Kings of Kings. They identify that, hey, Maykid is not on the map, so perhaps there's a chance that they are, or he is, on the orange. Still though, Maykid's claimed the orange. Let's see. Gold, it's gone. It has gone either way, so it's still a 50-50 turtle. Still practically untouched.
And this is actually a tough lane, quite underrated, the carry versus the Harith. It's a skill matchup in the end, but I've heard even from Kelra that carry is a good pick into the Harith. You're able to dodge away from the synchro fissions, and if you get as many hits as we would like here for Toy to get, then yeah, he actually wins out of the all-ins. Maykid's gets the turtle, despite the late start to it. Good purify out from Rins. Nothing too crazy happening in the early game. RRQ just stabilizing, waiting for their carries. Literally a carry and the Kimmy. Technically even the Masha to get to the item power spikes. And for Geek Fam, it definitely is more of a... Yeah, that's just going to be a crash course. Definitely no further initiations.
And both teams just touching and going, perhaps triggering spells here and there. 4 minutes in, just a kill. Very, very different if you compare it to our second game where it was quite action-packed. 2k gold lead, remember, 3 minutes for side of Geek Fam. And this time around, it's just 500 gold between them. So we get to see a different approach here, not just by one team, but both.
This is very Geek Fam-like. Like the slow playstyle, macro builds. RRQ, usually they're the ones that control the first neutral objective. So might be a point of comfort that we might have to bring up very, very soon. Azure Blade done for the Harith, so you can expect him to maybe join in some more team fights. If they get it going, Kenzie, no Purify, lockdown, good flicker out from the taunt of Sutsujin.
That was the first threat in this game towards Kenzie. Yep. Only done. Flicker out. Cheeky position here. 30 seconds on towards the next neutral objective, and I don't think that Geek Fam is aware of the whereabouts of this team unless BBB shares an opinion.
Beloyski has said, I think in the past season, that Edok reminds him of a younger version of himself, right? So, yeah, he might be able to try to read Edok here. Sutsujin in the bush, a boy spots him, a taunt over. Now second skill should be, no. Just poke.
Make hits.
Should be good, good check. Finds Edok. Really good macro awareness from Makids here. Edok is kind of in a tough spot already. Orange buff being taken slowly but surely. Sutsujin trying to go on the turtle, but boy, Beloyski and Gobs are in position.
Great read again. It seems like Geek Fam, they're aware that, hey, it's been a hot minute that we haven't seen a Beloy or Edok on the map, and it seems like a great sniff. Geek Fam second turtle, very free, like the first one.
And I think this is another underrated aspect of the Suyo's game. Hold up, Sutsujin going for the bottom lane. They know that Edok was last seen top side. They want to get a turret, but Tyrant and Sutsujin. Oh, crash course shortcut finally, big play to the top lane, Kenzie! Good night to the Harith. You're not running, Rins. Careful there, Tsunami Slam over to the Masha. Thunderclaps ready. Should just be a turret traded here. Good flicker out from Tyrant.
Not enough damage just yet here. Apparently, comes out of Geek Fam, right? It's evident Kenzie should be able to read that one out, but that's gonna be the inner turret. Quite low, oh boy.
Slow, again. For RRQ, they want to utilize this macro control. To go back to the point that I was making, Suyo is an underrated part of Suyo's game is the fact that you technically have 2 flickers.
Yeah.
That's why it's a very good pick when you're up against the chip. Whenever the chip wants to crash course on you, you can just blink, you can dash, and it's very hard to catch a Suyo. As long as you time it properly, obviously, you can't just be using the skill 1 in enemy jungle. Tsunami snipe over Sutsujin! Gets a 3-man Tondo, pure by the back, but Gogs is able to find penalty zone!
That's gonna be Geek Fam though, finding a collapse.
Okay, with Make it one last snipe or one last slash of the sword. That would die from Aloyski. Gobbs with the hammer. It's a win. A big one for the Kingslayers. Dyrant will get a bit of compensation with a turret in the mid lane.
It looked good for RRQ for a second with Sutsujin taunting 3 members, but the recovery, man. Kenzie, great contribution there, played a huge part. And now Geek Fam, suddenly they're up 3,500 gold lead while the turtle is up. RRQ, 0 chance to at least contest.
Give me the item builds, Connie. Why would RRQ take that fight? I don't think they've hit no. So far away from it. Toy, second item has just been built up. It's quite far away from the 3-item power spikes that you would want to wait for before you go for a fight like that. Dyrant as well. I think he's just probably has the Heptaseas and that's it, right? Rins, especially mid lane, you know, he hasn't been getting a lot of resources. Now it's trade tier 2 for tier 2. Geek Fam sticking together, and again, Make Kids walking in. Usually as a jungler, you be careful, but Loi's gonna be engaged on the crash course and the shortcut. Kenzie's able to quick around the safety, Tsunami Slam knocking him down. Kenzie still kiting Gobbs in the midst of it all.
That's gonna be Fredrin though, taken down, isolated. 2 for 1 again, Kenzie claiming the gold. Oh my goodness, RRQ, they got to hit the reset button.
Uh-oh, Thunderclap! A few big smacks from Kamasha. And it is a killing spree for Dyrant. Geek Fam, Kenzie's gotta be a bit more aware. You're very vulnerable, even with the Zaman Force against the Masha. You deal damage to her, you give her a free reset.
That was definitely on the awareness there, Kenzie. A little bit autopilot after that double. And yeah, great compensation at least, right? Iron got that kill. Again, just decreasing the momentum from Geek Fam. And still though, 40 seconds on the next neutral objective. Seems like RRQ, they got to be wiser here when choosing fights. Okay, so it's a glass cannon build for Dyrant.
So yeah, they decided to take that fight with Toy not even having second item and BOD not done yet by Dyrant. The fight up top. Now that they have these items, Aloyski looking for Tsunami Slam, walks up forward, gets a Tsunami Slam now for the follow-up too. Will it be enough? Zaman Force over. Yep, Dyrant, assassinated with the Katon of Make Kids.
That's going to be the glass cannon build for you. Sure, almost finds an angle there for an escape, but Geek Fam was able to was quick to respond, and Dyrant with BOD with Heptaseas.
Whoa.
Very low on that AHP. Very easy to shred down. Bottom side though, will still be 2 members in the bottom side. So Geek Fam, I'm sure they're aware of this, right? With Timmy showing, can they blitz this?
I think the better answer is they have to. Lead up the back with the crash course, and the shortcut Thunder! Clap the crash course, fighting in the back line as Rins is able to cut away. Gobbs goes for penalty zone on the Toy, but he shreds him down, Dyrant.
Great purify by Toy, Dyrant! Very low, taken down again. But will that play be enough for RRQ to perhaps find a counterplay?
2 for 1, Sutsujin, Luminaton, a boy with the Crimson Beacon, off angle. Lancer Flare on him, Sutsujin trying to hold on. 4 levels down though, Make-It has an advantage. Jumps in with a taunt, now Rins with immobilization, but Aloyski coming in as well with a boy. Flickers out, the same thing, crash course on the shortcut, one more time.
Geek Fam, they are struggling to find an angle in RRQ. They are showing who's boss in the river. They have found 2 extra kills, and that's going to be the Lord for the Kings of Kings.
Oh man, again and again, Geek Fam in these clutch moments crumble to the coordination of the Kings. RRQ, they're really building towards, again, the regular season testudo that we know them for. Coordination, playing the front to back, playing for your, technically, archers behind Rins and Toy. As long as you keep those 2 alive, you will have a good time. Technically, they even have a crazy damage dealer in Dyrant. Kenzie might need to go for a defensive item here. Like, usually would go Divine Glaive, but you might need a Winter Crown. I'm not even joking. You don't have Purify, so the moment Crash Course lands and Sutsujin goes over the taunt, you might have to just win a crown. If not, they're gonna go bye-bye. Oh, Shreds, Tsunami Slam in desperation! Toy gets the Shred, and RRQ will continue the siege. No Beloyski.
The DPS doing work. Trinity also inside of Toy's hands. Now it's going to be Geek Fam defending with 4.
That's a 4v5. Could be a 4v6 if you count the portal as a hero. They are able to defend. All the base turrets, tier 2 though, unfortunately will be falling in the bottom lane, and now becomes RRQ's game. With the chip, you have so much more ways to utilize the tempo on the map, and they have all of that, all the tempo. What Geek Fam had in Game 2, RQ have it, but the difference is they have a chip. They have something that can capitalize on it by like 4, 5 times.
Definitely the X factor here for that chip. Mirok, oh my goodness, different. Audience prediction though this time around will be the Kings of Kings. And yeah, Mirok, only thing that he needs to do is finding the right angle for that shortcut, right? If that shortcut isn't optimal, perhaps Geek Fam has a counterplay. Let's see though, Geek Fam definitely will be the passive team in the coming minutes. The more reactive, where first 5 minutes seems like 6. It was them on the driver's seat.
It's going to get real tough for Geek Fam, knowing that, again, technically with this composition, either you get Winter Crowns, you're able to delay for some of the big ultimate resources to be depleted by RRQ, and then you come back in the fight, or you initiate first. You go in before RRQ expected, and then you are maybe able to break that formation, that testudo that RRQ wants to play with.
That's even a gamble though, right?
Yeah.
If they do that, still, or a big risk. Okay, oh, nasty build there. See Halberd for that Dyren. Yeah, the shielding for Harith, neutralized.
Good take. Not completely though. It is a bit of a problem now. There's also a glowing wand there. 2,000 gold lead in the mid lane. Oh, whoa! Edok takes in the checkpoint. Short is placed down, but Edok will fall. Oh, Edok gets away! Kenzie pays the price!
Edok takes it in the chin, and he survives. 3K gold lead RRQ now. They have Prio on the Lord. A Geek Fam, great initiation, but a better recovery.
Instant follow-up from RRQ is what saved them. For Geek Fam, it was not instant. Yes, the Tsunami Slam was. Kenzie was there, but the rest of the team were scattered around, just trying to deal with minions. So yeah, RRQ, the instant recovery. Let's take a look at the replay again. He takes the checkpoint. That was kind of a gamble, knowing that there's no one on the map here. This is why I don't like the utility mid laners, man. You don't deal any damage, especially in a later stage when you're up against this kind of composition. But you're saying you pick someone up, you die.
I think that is where, sure, Harith has burst. But apart from that, that's the only burst component you have on side of Geek Fam, and that is lacking. That is evident that they're lacking in that department. Lord marching, that's a 3-lane push from RRQ.
Oh, look at the poke over to Gobs. Sunsujin gets a massive top in the back. Hammer in the back, and the bottom lane as well, but Gobs taken down before he can utilize anything in his kit. Beloyski disintegrated by Toy.
Jakarta International starting to feel the heat. They want more.
Thunderclap by Tyrant again. Makin's fallen. Just a boy left to defend. What can a boy do up against 5 members with a Lord? RRQ lead the series in a best of 7, 2-1.
The turnaround, RRQ showing up in game 3. And I gotta say, that was a convincing win from the side of RRQ. Sure, shaky start, but at least coming mid-game, they were the ones controlling the map, controlling the waves.
I'm glad they're keeping it simple, RRQ now, you know. That's what worked in the regular season. The testudo of RRQ, just playing front to back, playing for Toy, playing for sometimes Rins there in this game, but also having the proper picks, playmaking for Edok, and game changer, carry for Dyren. They're back to basics here. No need to go for the gotchas, man. Don't try to play the meta when you have different ways to win. Oh, you've utilized different ways to win in the regular season. Man on your screen, man. That's my MVP. Edok.
Another MVP shout is Pescu. What a draft.
Yeah,
right?
Finally.
Great read. Having the second pick, was able to find the last pick value very, very well. And I feel like they were the ones dictating from the drafts. If they keep this up from the drafts, we might see a 4-1 for RRQ.
Definitely. Pescu finally feeling the jam. Those jitters that he felt in the early 2 games look to be gone. And finally, they're going back to be like, all right, Toy, you can carry. Let's play for you. You've been doing so well. Let's enable you even more. And I think the panel will have similar things to talk about. Let's ask them, what do you guys think about the game? Was that good from RRQ? How did Geek Fam come back?
Well, we think it is an absolute banger. I mean, it was a back-and-forth game, but there were some hiccups from the RRQ side because they picked up the carry up against the Harith. You're gonna get bullied into oblivion. You know, we even had the talks between us that maybe a Beatrix would be better because at least you have that late game angle. But boy, oh boy, that was RRQ just pulling it out. Gobs with the 5-man penalty zone wasn't enough to really save Geek Fam. Just like follow-up.
At that moment, I think RRQ got a 3-lane push.
Yeah.
So a lot of players from Geek Fam have a lot of objective to be seen on their screen. One, they need to clear the minions. They need to aim for the lower, and then no follow-up for the penalty zone.
I mean, you saw it, right? They don't have a lot of ways to clear easily. And at the time, you know, if they don't really clear the waves fast enough, RRQ can just go straight in and end due to the high damage output, right, from the Masha, from the carry, from the Kimi as well. Like, it's an angle for RRQ to just end the game without even fighting. So they just forced into a tough situation, man. RRQ macroed it really well, but with a chip, you know, that's a cheat code.
It's already a cheat code with the chip, but I think the one that enables it all is the Fredgwin pick. You couldn't pick a Masha pick without a Fredgwin. You couldn't just easily play the carry without the Fredgwin because it's just such a, you know, absolutely ridiculous utility tool. The taunts, the knockup, like everything else. Even if you have the damage with the Appraiser's Wrath, but the MVP, realize, who is it?
I think I know who this is. Obviously, it is. Oh, it is E-Dog, the player of the game presented by the official from the smartphone Samsung Galaxy S25 series. What can we highlight from E-Dog here, Arash?
We can highlight his assessment on whether or not a fight is feasible. In the early game, he does a great job screening, right? E-Dog, despite his big engages, like we saw over here, good targeting, good decision on when to actually pull the trigger. But there are moments like this where, fun fact, Midnight came along and said, hey, if he can play for their gold laner, there's a better chance. And as he says that, this happened, right? It was a great moment for Geek Fam. But overall, aside from that, E-Dog did a great job finding the right targets, the right moments. It enabled Dyron to have an even better game than he was already having. And let's not forget that one play where he got jumped on and fortunately was able to survive. Those kind of moments where E-Dog is a survivor happened like 2 or 3 times throughout the course of the whole game.
This is the, oh my god, so good. The flanks coming from E-Dog and that just enables this fight. But I don't get why Geek Fam was just, they should have just conceded instead of just fighting 3-4. And the avoid mistakes hasn't been fixed yet, Polius.
Yeah, it's always like overcommand on the wrong position, offside. That's why I think the utilization of the E-Dog shortcut is very important, like this one. When like maybe Geek already think that, oh, we can get E-Dog, but when the shortcut come and the others are like very fast to following up, it's a disaster for Geek Fam.
So that moment, that was a 4-man, to be honest. Still, it was magnificent. But Kolios mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast that, you know, that 4-man Terizla ultimate did not really matter that much because there were 3 ways pushing in. Top side had Lord, and Geek Fam were, you know, occupied on just dealing and everything. So
they are scattering.
Yeah, they were scattered, and it was so hard for them to traverse around that.
And in a game like this, you gotta feel bad for Kinziski, dude. This was the Harry they were hyping up. He played it 3 times against in the last match they were in, right?
Yeah.
I believe. And he performed well on every single of those games. But against a comp like this, dude, I mean, Rico was saying it already, but with the Masha just doing so well, that Harith just could not sustain, could not do damage, could not escape.
That's why Masha and Chip, I think, it have a good synergy because Masha is always ready for fighting.
Yeah.
So every time Chip using the shortcut, Masha can just come and do the thunderclap.
Battle ready with the Masha, usually other XP laners, even the CC. It needs a few items to go, right? You need War Axe to maybe just, you know, hit even more, or even, you know, the Phobius who really needs quite a few levels and then that gold in his pocket. With the Masha, it's very quick, very battle ready as well. So I think that was the saving grace for RRQ.
And by the way, Pelosi coming into this game, he was 8 out of 9 on the Kalia, 89% win rate, currently 80%. And I feel like this is not really, this is a hard game for Pelosi to play. RQ just drafted the perfect way to be able to counter this guy from engaging their most important members. And, you know, you kind of have to think like, in this case, the Padang works better than the Kalia, you know?
Yeah, because Padang is like a teamfight oriented, but Kalia is like more pick-off oriented.
And the thing is, when you're factoring the penalty zone, and also the Tsunami Slam, I don't think it synergizes well. You have a easy, like, single player pick-off.
Yeah.
This AoE Badang that does not really have that much follow-up, especially when Kenziski is not snowballing. This is a Zushin as well.
I don't think the Kalia was picked up early on already. And then afterwards, they're looking at this composition build up, the chip, the Masha, and then on top of that, the carry and the Fredrin. Everyone barreling forward, a lot of damage, right? So anyone, you saw there in the end sequence, the gold difference was like 7,000 at that point. So it's not like a 10,000 gold difference. We've seen more. But the speed at which the carries in the backline disappeared from Geek Fam, that shows again how dangerous this composition was. So I think they saw that and they figured we need someone that can tank some damage. The body of Smith from Terizla, you know, can be useful there. And we need the AoE to stop the full-on charge. That's where I think they picked the Terizla over the Badang, even though technically more crowd control available. But I guess the Masha factor is a problem. Like you mentioned, Kolius, you can't crowd control the Masha, right?
Yep. Yeah.
The HP bar goes away, boom, next one.
Very tricky for Geek Fam to navigate that game, that team fight. We had our concerns as well, right? I mean, the carry, again, was a concern, being bullied by the Harith into Oblivion again in the lane. And maybe just not reaching that late game, because mid game, I think Geek Fam could have done it. They could have just, you know, stood tall against RRQ, but the Masha was indeed their tip of spear, I would say. So now it's 2-1, RRQ, 2 more wins to MSC. Geek Fam still behind, well, as usual.
Well, as usual.
I mean, like if you took a look,
I didn't say anything, by the way.
I mean, if you take a look at the regular season standings, they're behind RRQ,
Yeah.
right? So
That's fair.
If you look at the pattern, right, Geek Fam, they really like it from behind. You know, in the early season, you know, they're ninth. There's like a lot of doubts whether they can come back or not, but they definitely come back to the second seed, and that's why they're here.
but now it's time for us to talk about the MSC. No, I don't even wanna. I can't even finish my
pain.
words. I was like MSC.
Yeah, we're talking about the experience here, too.
Talk to us about this, Coleus. Obviously, you've been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
Please do, please do.
Yeah.
I think for Geek Fam itself, they are joining the MPL ID on the season 4.
Right.
But RRQ are still on MPL ID from the first season. That's why they got the chance to be for the first MSC until the second MSC. Because the first MSC is on 2017.
Yeah.
But they almost never miss the M series except for the M5. And the M5 contender from Indonesia is Geek Fam.
So,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when they got knocked out. So
Arashi, would you rather have your team attend all M series,
But never won.
or you miss one but you never go to MSC?
what?
I don't know. I was just trying to craft a question.
Right. Well,
Oh.
I think I'm happy with the fact that they've always been there, because at least I always feel like I'm involved somehow. Obviously, it would have been great to actually win it as well. The amount of twos in that graphic there, that hurts me, man.
Yeah, but now it's time to talk about
Second places.
the regular season teams, top 2. Which team kept their edge? If we take a look at MPLPH season 15, it was TLPH and Aurora, but they did not even make it to the grand finals for Aurora at least. TLPH against Onic PH ended up lifting the trophy, right? The playoffs, again, it was TLPH and Onic PH, and I think the rest is just, regular stuff happening.
Pretty straightforward, man.
Straightforward. I mean, like for MPL Mena as well, right? Ultra Legends first, first in
We've
playoffs.
been very vocal about MPL Mena just because we casted it.
Yeah, and now we know.
We should. You have info.
We have info.
For sure.
You can't gatekeep info.
Shout out Ultra Legends. Beating Falcons.
Shout out Throwboy.
A really big org, by the way. Beating out by 5 guys, 5 randos. It's like BT kind of
Randos.
story.
He kept on blabbering about Ultra Legends being 5 randos. Imagine the disrespect.
Turns out.
And he kept on talking about Throwboy throwing the game. So I think, Chefin, I'm gonna throw you with this. I'm kidding. I can't throw Chefin with this because then he'll have a bad day. Because with us in the panel, it's always a good day. Because Good Day Coffee is a ready-to-drink 3-in-1 bottled coffee with a variety of delicious flavors, including fantastic mochaccino, original cappuccino, tiramisu bliss, avocado delight, and the newest edition, groovy cookies. How do you feel after sipping that, Mr. Coleus?
Was that meme,
This
Rashi?
is my favorite flavor.
Ah, it's your favorite?
Fantastic.
Fresh
mochaccino.
avocado.
Fresh avocado.
Mochaccino.
Yeah, it have the sweet.
I love the avocado. Now I can't spell
Fresh
it.
avocado.
The fresh avocado.
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 Help me, Rashi.
avocado.
Yeah, it's the fresh avocado.
God damn it.
That is canon now.
Okay, avocado.
I haven't actually tried this flavor. It's pretty good.
It is.
I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't think I would
Obviously.
vibe well with like mocha, but hey, it's not bad.
Oh, man. Unfortunately, the other mocha.
Yep.
Never mind.
That's nice. I know what this guy's trying to say. Rashi, I know what this guy's trying to say. But it's time for us to wipe out all the dandruffs because with Head and Shoulders, we wipe out 100% of wet dandruff plus itch protection.
Should we give
Coleus,
Coleus the that treatment?
should we give him the treatment?
It have the
Okay.
Mia and Lemon.
Oh, that's not a good.
Okay, now hands out.
Chef doesn't like lemon.
No, it's not. Mia and Lemon, the last.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hands
You remember
out?
that mid lane 4v1 play from Lemon?
Wait, Devin. Coleus' hands out.
I don't.
Coleus'
I
hand.
don't want to.
No.
Why not?
No,
This one is Lemon. Give them to RQ, man.
Oh yeah. You're using the lemon.
Look at his distance, bro. Look at his distance. I can't reach. I can't reach.
A little bit.
I can't reach.
Oh my god. That's a lot. That's a lot.
So by the way, look at how sticky that is. By the way, Coleus, yesterday we had
party.
Midnight in the panel and we gave him the treatment. I got this as well when I was in my first season of MPL. I was like, Head and Shoulders, very nice shampoo. And then Mirko was like, hands out.
That's a rookie hazer.
Shampoo.
Hey, Chef, high five.
Get some tissue, I think, pass it over to Arash.
Later. We're good.
Yeah.
It can't wait. We have to let it
With Head and Shoulders, you
marinate.
can wipe out to 100% of wet dandruff plus itch protection.
You don't want to itch your head. Good
Like us.
Yeah.
We're never scratching our head, right?
Never.
Because we are using Head
I'm
and
always
Shoulders.
scratching my head when I'm only scratching my head when Geek Fam throws the game. Like, hey, Arashi, my favorite part of Adlibs.
Oh, it's Shevin's favorite part as well.
CITB. Chefin in the building.
Air cam by Head and Shoulders. And look at Shevin walking up to the screen
Oh
immediately.
no, it's CI-JIV now.
What?
CIT-JIV. Chefin in the Jakarta International Velodrome.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Because we're in the JIV.
Because we are not on the MPL arena anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a building.
It's not a building. It's a Valentine.
It's more than just a building, bro.
It's a coliseum. It's an emotion.
Don't do in jokes in front of Coleus. That's not wow.
What do you mean?
That's in jokes. Coleus doesn't understand. What is it?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yo, I talk a lot with Coleus.
Yeah.
You're the one distancing yourself.
Okay, that's a problem then.
Yeah, you
The
are.
fact that you
Well, you're
know-
thinking that I'm an outsider?
Yeah.
Oh, no, no,
wow.
Coleus.
Karaki.
I'm feeling
Coleus,
hurt.
Coleus, Coleus.
Coleus,
Tell him, Coleus. Tell him.
I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
Oh my God,
Oh
Kevin.
God.
You're treating a senior like him as an outside.
That's crazy.
I can't.
That's crazy, bro.
can't.
Believe it or not,
I'm not that old.
if it weren't for Coleus, I wouldn't be here. I'm not even
No,
joking.
not really, no.
All right, back to the game we go. Previous game recap. It is for match 7, or rather the lower bracket finals of game 3. And if we take a look at the Jusin and the Kimi, obviously the Kimi has higher kill pressure with the traction pulse plus the burst damage you can bring with the Sky Piercer as well. But with the Jusin, in this meta, sure, Jusin is a strong utility mid laner, but the fact of the matter is that Jusin lacks damage. So what could, be possibly the reasons why teams still want to pry out Jusin?
So fun fact, right? I think we got a chat from Mr. Mirko himself, and he said like, hey, funny enough, or actually, I play Zazz quite often, right? Because I want that security. He was saying that there was an angle here for Geek to possibly go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that shows, right, that the idea is not that they want, a Tsushin, they want this utility. I think the idea is they want that security in a meta that's so aggressive, and the mid lane being such a viable target. I think that's what they're looking for with the Tsushin. The possibility to jump away, have an extra shield, and still be active in the fight. Because we've seen what happens when your mid laner gets zoned out of the fight. You just lose out on so much value.
Especially on the early game, I think. Jusin is a very powerful mage on the early game. When you do the combo with maybe Badang,
Yeah.
you can easily get first blood from the opponents.
I think it's the combo pressure, right, that
Yep.
really brings it to the table.
Yeah, RQ right now, pretty good win rate in this game.
What's happening?
We had a guest appearance by Mr. DARUS.
Don't dox him.
No, that doesn't spell out anything.
That's our lovely runner. Yeah, we call him.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't win like that.
No, that's doxing. He's just a cool guy. He showed
cool
up,
guy.
Very cool
gave us
guy.
some
He's a very cool
nice
guy.
words of
Always
encouragement.
helping us.
He
Yeah.
feeds me with food,
Yeah, always helping
gives
us.
me drinks, and
All your other needs,
yeah, like what?
like
Medicine.
something that you put in your.
See? Yeah.
Move forward. You put your foot
Look
in
at
your
this
mouth.
guy. He's just
The
always
meals,
trying
the,
to pull
the vitamins,
something.
vitamins, right?
Vitamins.
Yeah.
Vitamins.
Let's see if the teams here have their share of vitamins, because they're gonna need everything.
They are going to need vitamin C as well, so they can draft clearly. Presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. And as of now, what are the bans gonna be? We have seen a glimpse of it. The Joy and the Fatty respected, and it's up to the Luke and the Boxia next as well to be blacklisted from the draft. The Chip goes onto the ban list as well, leaving RRQ with 1 ban. Do they want to close out the Harriet or the Jusin?
Oh, I think it might be the Faramis again if it works in the third game.
I think they banned Faramis because they want to use the chip, right? But right now,
Might be,
Yeah, kind of.
the Faramis is the counter of chip.
Yeah.
In a way.
In a way.
It's not a guaranteed counter, but it's an approach that people can use. I'm looking more at the fact that Hayabusa is left open right now. Kalea banned from RRQ,
Suyo?
but Geek Fam, they can go for the Suyo, but do they want to go for that over the Hayabusa?
Yeah. Either way,
Take it away from Sutsujin as well.
for sure. This guy knows how to play Hayabusa, but Geek Fam, man, if you're looking at the options here, it should be either a Suyo Hayabusa, right? What other options are there? Maybe Harith? Because if they want to trade the jungler and still pick a very highly sought Harith, I think that should be pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think they need to let Kenziski come online. But they'll go for the Badang, so still a priority target.
Okay. Interesting. And so now RRQ can go for that Hayabusa if they do want to. And along with that, technically the Logi is available. I'm not sure if it's a very Rin style pick. We haven't seen it all that much. But possibly something in the mid lane as well, I'm thinking. Especially with how contested the picks have been. we saw early Farsas in Onic versus Geek Fam, I believe.
Yeah.
So that could be an angle, but maybe a bit too premature, especially with the assassin threat coming in from Make It.
If they want to deny like the combo from Farsha Badang, maybe Farsha can be picked from RQ.
Yeah.
And of course, the Fredrin. I think it's gonna be better than Fredrin.
Oh,
Never mind.
So that is
deny
a deny
pick
pick.
for Kenzie.
Yeah, for Kenziski. The Harith just gone. The Phobius again, the staple for Dyron. Now Geek Fam. What do they pick in response to this Harith? Does the 1-1 work again? Or do you have any other in mind?
I think you should pick the Farsa, no? I mean, usually how you counter a Harith is either with a suppress, which is very rare, you know, if you wanna pick a Kaja or a Franco in the roam or even the jungle. But the other way to do it is just to pick a Farsa and just deplete that HP before the teamfight even begins, so that shield will not be coming in handy when the teamfight begins. But I don't know, if we're talking about the boy, that's not his style.
They might go for Granger here, maybe, right? Because like the team fight is one thing, but the laning phase seems to be something that people want to really guarantee. Oh, Geek Fam taking the Fredrin away, but going 1-1 against the Harith?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
When you have the two frontliners, that's already very, tanky. And this way, it kind of denies the Hayabusa as well, no?
Well, but it does not deny the Farsta.
Yeah.
So that comes through. And again, it's very surprising to me that RRQ are not prioritizing getting something for Citizen, because we saw how it played out in the previous game. The moment they do get that Fredrin for them, it looks like a completely different, more organized RRQ.
How about Hanzo?
Hanzo.
Oh boy.
Hanzo can easily melt Fredrin if already got the 3 items.
Yeah.
Yes, but in a way, you're gonna be stunned up in the air, the taunts, and you're gonna get bursted down before you get to do something.
But you can fight though.
Yeah, it can go to the back line for the 1-1.
I think Mirko mentioned this as well. At the Hanzo, in this meta at least, it's just, I don't know, it's way too squishy. Like if you want to go in, you get bursted down with a Pinnacle Ninja and give it, like you're much more vulnerable in your Pinnacle Ninja form, right?
Yeah.
The moment you go in, a few slashes, you're already out because you're basically low on HP. That was what Bryn was able to show, right? He wasn't really effective with the Hanzo because of the burst potential. But I think in the hands of RQ, that could be an answer, but again.
Well, again, that would depend on what kind of burst damage Geek can have at their disposal.
Yeah.
That example Mirko was making was against a Harith.
Yeah.
Where one dash and an empowered basic attack chunked a Hanzo down to half HP.
Yeah.
One basic attack. A 1-1 doesn't really operate the same way. So it's more valid, but again, very high risk still. I feel like RRQ, if they're gonna go for something like that, they need to get some other, supplementary picks before they can go for the Hanzo. They can't blind pick into it.
Yep. DK banned. A strong pick for E-Doc. Now it's up to the jungle and what E-Doc will play, right?
Masha banned too.
Is there an angle where he might play a moment hero, a one moment done type of hero?
Tigreal?
I don't know.
Right there.
It's a Hylos. Why would you want to put E-Doc on a Hylos? I don't like it.
I think it's a risky move if they want to play with Tigreal because 1-1 have the needles of powers.
Yeah.
It's like one-time Purify.
Purify.
Yeah, for sure. And the Glorious Pathway is
You can easily opening the weakness from the Tigreal itself.
Even though Hylos can get open the weakness finder, but you can just get away with the Glorious Pathway.
Yeah, Glorious Pathway. And you are tanky.
And go on.
Well, I was just thinking the Glorious Pathway, right? It's gonna be really good because the heroes from the side of Geek Fam, they have a dash, and that's it. So they're not really good at running away long distance. So if it's a long, speaking of distance though, with the low Yi, never mind my point, it's gonna be a bit more difficult now.
Geek Fam main damage dealer are only 1-1 at the late game. Because Luo Yi is more utility, right?
Yeah.
But the burst is still there, I mean, for the
Yeah, the
early
burst.
game to carry and transition the 1-1 to the late game.
They should
And
be a
now
link, right?
RRQ.
Should be a what?
Ling.
Ling?
Thing.
It's bad, but
Oh, really?
Again?
Really? Okay.
Talk to me about this pick.
Well, again, funny enough, right? It's not exactly a late game. Mirko was mentioning it as well, because he used to play it a little bit. It's more of a mid-game hero. The issue with how RRQ was using it the last time we saw this Yusujin pick is that they were trying to fight and brawl immediately in the early game when the Yusujin hasn't had any item power spikes just yet. But now with the Pharsa, with the Phoveus, with the Harriet even, this is looking like a decent early game into a terrifying mid game, dude.
Oh, the Yusujin again. Obviously, casters, what do you think about this Yusujin? Gone in, Mirko. Take it away.
Hey, it lost once, they tried it once. What if it doesn't the second time? What if they win the second time, right? This is going to be a statement victory for RRQ. Match point on the line as well for the Kingdom. And ladies and gentlemen, the Jakarta International Velodrome, the Kingdom here definitely ready for a match point secure for RRQ. Are you guys ready? Welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 4.
Let's witness and see, because hey, not just the kingdoms, the communities, man.
Oh, whoa.
Let's not forget about the communities who is waiting for an equalizer in this game. I feel like, draft-wise, I'm leaning towards the side of the Geeks.
I agree with you. I think this is and should be more of a Geek Fam game, not just because I have an agenda against the Yusujin, or I'm sorry, but also just because this is more of a Geek's comfort. Playing around with Kenziski on a comfort pick here, on a winning lane as well. You have the Fredjin from Maykids that they've really been trying to work out all the way from day number 2 when they played their first match. Always the Fredjin against Onic.
Okay. A couple of, I guess, looking from the thrill there already. Yep. So that's going to add and allow RRQ to perhaps give more damage. Supremacy already posing a threat on towards the first blood there. Seems like Susujin, technically RRQ, they are doubling down with this Yusujin pick. Hopefully it comes through this time around.
Oh, good stun. A boy gonna be caught again. Oh, gets the shielding. Really saving him there. Could have been real bad, but will still be able to hold on. What? Stays a bit too long. Gets arrowed down by Sutsujin. First blood to RRQ.
Patient, right? Sutsujin stayed in that bush for quite some time. Sometimes, if you're patient, it pays off, and that was first blood for the Yusujin.
Man, staying. Boy's been making some real crucial mistakes here, and it's led to RRQ. Winning game 2, equalizing. Gobs up top again, able to get level 4 first, but now rotation over. Beloyski with the pin down. Zedox trying to do the same for their airstrike coming down as well. It's a boy who gets redemption with a turtle take. Beloyski in the back, and now Sutsujin mounted.
That's going to be Edok though. Trying to apply pressure on towards a boy. A boy might die the second time.
Oh. Rins, flicker from Rins, double, make it a triple kill for Redemption himself. Tyrant now, they put up pursuit, Gob spread, trying to run away. 3 members on him though. 5-0 start to the Kingdom.
RRQ, again, it's not an early game composition, but they are pressing the right buttons here. Mirko and Geek Fam, they're allowing it.
It's so weird here for Geek Fam to be so scattered earlier. A boy obviously not level 4, and that kill gave Sutsujin a lot more tempo to play with that they utilized. And now this is a big problem for Geek Fam. We were talking about the Yusujin, how it's more of a cheese pick, but I think in this game in particular, it's actually not bad against the Fredjin now that I think about it, because the Fredjin clears so slow. That's why Maykids has opted to go for the Concussive Blast. Good steal from Sutsujin again, denying even more farm. He's already a level ahead. He's about to be 2 levels ahead. And it's going to be real tough because Geek Fam, a boy just, it doesn't look like he's feeling it. Another Feather Airstrike, this time no flicker from Rin, so he gets away.
Again, not a great start, specifically as well from a boy. 0-2. Let's see though, will he be able to find the impact after later on? Because technically Kenzie mid-game, right? 3, say maybe 2.5 items can provide the impact. A boy divergent play. Geek Fam can definitely play around later on. Hopefully though, they can withstand the pressure here because RQ, remember 4 minutes already, 2,000 gold lead, that's a lot.
For RQ, the scaling is great. Harriet, Pharsa, into the mid game. The Yusujin will get a massive power spike. Diversion. Beloyski looking for the pin, now goes in. That's a Purify out. Interesting choice from Geek Fam. It's almost like they didn't know. Toy has Purify.
Okay. At least they now know. It's going to be a free turtle, RRQ. They're going for a fight.
That position again from a boy. Now the glorious pathway gives Edok the movement speed, chasing Tyrant. Flickering forward. Good disengage there, but a boy will fall. No flicker. One last infernal pursuit. Tyrant dunks on him. 3,000 gold lead for Rex Regum Kaon.
6 kills in total, and half of them are on a boy. RRQ, they really know how to punish a boy this time around, and seems like without Geek Fam's anchor as well, apart from that mid trio, right? They're struggling. They're struggling to fight back.
What's with the boy? 0-3-0. This is confidence at an all-time low from him. Again, yes, a blunder in game number 2, but after that, really just constant back-to-back-to-back games, blunders across the board, and now he's 0-3-0. Another big blow to a boy. And his confidence, Geek Fam will have to look elsewhere. How do they boost this guy's confidence in a series that, again, for match point RRQ, they're down 3,000 gold. Edok, glorious pathway, make it to the engage on for their airstrike as well coming down, and it will be the dark way, the lockdown all the way, but they put a pursuit under the turret.
Nasty stuff from RRQ, and it seems like they will apply more pressure. A boy again out of position. This time around though will not be punished, but Geek Fam again, RRQ is already in the jungles of Geek Fam.
Oh, turret mid will fall, no Lo Yi to help and clear it all. RRQ getting everything they want in the early game. 4,000 gold lead, 7-0. Hey, we expected a closer series. We got what we wished for in game 1 and 2. 3 and 4 though have just been all RRQ.
RRQ, still gotta be careful. Oh, risky. Overextension!
Feather airstrike, an easy catch for RRQ. As again, they just build towards this Testudo, playing front to back with their frontliners doing, that's a diversion, but I think RRQ aren't, I don't think that would catch anyone.
Red team has slain the turtle.
Great positioning as well, right, from side of RRQ.
Oh, yeah.
And again, no purple. Almost level 12 here, minute number 7 for Sutsujin. Practically now level 7. Oh, man.
Yeah. 3-level lead for Sutsujin, something we already mentioned earlier. This could be like crazy snowball for Sutsujin, and it has been an amazing game for him against the Fredrin. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, concussive blast. Yes, he's trying to make up for that clear speed deficit, but it is not enough, especially considering they lost 2 turtles. With a Fred, you would want to control everything. You would want to win early game, and their composition was built for that, but all of them fell under. Beloyski forced the flicker, feathered airstrike. Now the conceal even burned out. Tyrant is walking towards them. Sutsujin walks a bit too aggressively. Oh, what? Crossbow tang, another trade in the board as a boy.
Again, overextension. About that. Glorious pathway, that's gonna be a boy though, flickering out. Oh my goodness! RRQ, they were able to close the gap on a boy, but that is still a big shutdown. 2 for 1.
I'm quite speechless, Donnie. This is not the boy that we know. These decisions from him are, like, even in his rookie days, he wouldn't do this. I'm so confused.
Yeah, again,
boy?
Geek Fam, still a hill to climb. Glorious pathway dropped.
Had the airstrike with the piss crack now. Beloyski just trying to survive a toy. Buy one, get one special. It might be a buy one, get two special. A boy comes in with Makins too. Gob's able to go for the mount now as Makins goes over the taunt onto the back line. A boy, look at the crossbow tang!
On towards Edok, but the damage from RRQ. They know that they are strong.
Big shutdown with a big bonk on the Appraiser's Wrath. But with Kenzie and Makins down, the shutdown, I don't think it's worth it here. Still value for the Kingdom. Tyrant gets a Winter Crown, and that is kind of a shut-in of the window that was slightly open for Geek Fam to utilize the crossbow tank to turn the tides of a team fight. But right now with the Winter Crown, it's going to be deadlier for RRQ. Oh my lord, that's a lot of damage. Reset on the Lord at least. So Maybe another chance? No, French is too far. Sutsujin securing the neutral objective.
RQ, very comfortable lead here mid-game. 7.5. 3 items, Malefic Gun. Do they have a chance for the side of Geek Fam? Yes. But if RQ keeps it tight, if RQ now is, I believe, will start to buy the winner crowns, it's going to get tougher for Geek Fam.
Make it securing the purple buff. What do they need to do at this point, right? This is an early game composition, kind of a snowball one. A boy will get more damage. Kenzie will too, but the main thing about the 1-1, ladies and gentlemen, is once you get Winner Crown, Win of Nature, if I don't even know if you want to go Win of Nature here. No, probably not. No one. So, Winner Crown Immortality. You're done, right? The crossbow to Feathered Airstrike too to deal with the 1-1. And now the stun over to a boy! Under the turret! 0, 5, and 0! The Mercenary!
Whoa! The angle was tight, but Sutsujin makes it work. A boy 0 and 5.
Yeah.
10,000 gold lead. RRQ. They are looking to clean this game out.
Taman force over, and the dash for the Kono. Siege, First Lord, and it's a base turret for RRQ Hoshi. Beloyski is looking for the BBB play. But even if he gets it, there are Purifies, there are tanky members, there's a Winter Crown on Dyron. And their mid laner does no damage right now. I wonder what item a boy is on. He is 2 levels down as a mid laner. And this is not utility, folks, this is a damage dealing mid laner.
What is this game, right? I mean,
wow.
I personally rate a boy over Rins, but in this game, wow, I'm speechless. The trio mid for RRQ has been doing work.
Maybe there's a reason we've been seeing a boy more on the utility. Utility picks over to carries. Beloyski with the flank, goes in over the toy! Purify out, now and all in, a desperate move. Sutsujin, 2 members down, a boy in the back line trying to make a big play, but against Tyron!
A boy goes down, RRQ, they apply more pressure. Beloyski will be able to escape, but that's going to be base turret number 3, going down almost. RRQ, they will move on towards the jungles.
I sound like a broken record, but it has to be pointed out. 0, 6, and 0 on the Loyi. This Loyi has been very underwhelming for Geek Fam, and now for RRQ, 11,000 gold lead with a composition that loves the snowball. Yeah. Geek Fam, they have a Hail Mary at this point. Divergent, find Harith, and Rinse. No Purify for a few seconds. That's an opening that they need to capitalize on. If they don't, it's over.
It is. Mountain Shocker pop though by Sutsujin, so that's already info at Geek Fam. They will contest.
Barca all in over to the back. A boy will die for the 7th time this game in the back line. Riz gets the kill before balling a gob. Beloyski left alone. A triple for the Mercenary.
Oh, the double down worked for RRQ this time around. The Yisun Shin will be the MVP, surely.
The Fallen Kings rising back up. 3-1, a match point for the Kingdom as they make their way on an uphill battle. One step closer, a game away from the fated matchup against the team that set them down. The Sky Kings await up top, but there's still one whole game left. Geek Fam, it's back to the drawing boards. It might be back to the scouting team as well, because, or the mental team. What has happened to a boy?
My goodness, 0-7?
0-7 and 0.
Oh my days. Geek Fam, they need a hard reset, but RRQ one step closer to MPL ID Season 15 playoffs. One step closer for that slot towards MSC. Aloy giving the team some words. Let's see, make or break. But RRQ showing their fangs in this game.
Showing their fangs, they're biting with their fangs. Geek Fam, the wound might be too big to recover from. We see the leader, the man that has built Geek Fam from the ground up, literally, from a team that It's just another point, a free point in the regular season to a beast. Now top 3 secured. But even for Beloyski, I don't think top 3 is enough. He wants MSC, he wants to come back, and now the whole team will have to dig deep. We're gonna send it back to the panel, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Gani here, we're speechless with that performance of a boy. I wonder what the panel's thinking here. 0, 7, and 0.
Match point for RRQ Hoshi. As they might just look for one more win to secure that MSC ticket and book another rematch against Onic in the grand finals. By the way, a puddle of water right here. I'm gonna wipe it off a bit because it's Cheffin's tears.
Yeah.
Take a look at the Geek Fam fan. It's just shrouded in that jersey. By the way, you were waving yours. How are you feeling, Arashi?
I am very impressed, and I can't shake off the suspicion that they had this like up their sleeves the whole time. What happened to Rins, dude? Shevin was valid saying that in the previous game, it was a mid-off, right? You know, with the context, mid-off.
Yeah.
Both mid are kind of off. What was Rins on this game? Dude, he was outplaying. He was in the right place at the right time.
No.
Oh, dude, I can't even wrap my head around it right now.
Yeah, he plays very good using this Parsia on this game. Even like we amazed several times when we see like how Rins make the play this game.
Dude, that's so crazy. Even the Yi Sun-shin. People were clowning on it. Oh, Yi Sun-shin can't work right now. Sutsujin, what was he doing? And actually, Midnight also came by earlier. One of those moments where Sutsujin was overextending. Midnight was like, what was he doing? But they delivered?
Yep.
What?
They delivered. Everybody in RQ did. And we are gonna crown our player of the game. It is none other than Rins.
Le Captain.
The captain, the shot caller, the Farsa.
Man, I just can't really keep my... what is this? Can we just get this off the screen? What is this?
So when this happened, Shevin was like, no!
Yeah.
So Shevin
is yelling.
I don't get it, man. Then he stole the turtle. I said, oh yeah, all is well and forgiven, but then this happens again. Rins, man, get the hell out of here, bro. I just don't get it, man.
Bang!
It changes.
Bang!
I feel like, it holds so much weight to how the game goes, because if it's early game Yi Sun-shin getting snowballed, that you really have no chance unless Sutsujin is making this kind of mistake, then, you know,
This was it.
it's on you to lose the game by itself.
Yeah, but he was making mistakes, but it's not enough, I think.
Yeah. And at this point, Beloyski, if he were to just open the map, he's just gonna get bursted down by even Rins, man. He was snowballing the hell out of his mind. Even early Wishing Lantern as well.
Yeah. And not to mention, that's before we talk about Toy. It's a Harith that's scaling, that's snowballing, and this is the exact kind of game you want to have if you're on a Harith. Just keep fighting, keep forcing out fights and getting value with the Zaman Force, and this is what happens, man. Oh man, this was a great play by Beloyski. Unfortunately, RRQ were able to get out of it. They had the battle spells ready, and dude, it was just a deep dive into the base.
Literally a dogfight game. Every time they saw where Geek Fam is,
right here. What's the damage?
Teamfights.
Lands the feather airstrike. Dude, so much value.
Even when he's down and out.
It's not direct, it Rins and play to the back line.
Exactly.
Even when he's down and out, and even when he's dead, still able to contribute at least, turning things around for RRQ. And now, let's take a look at the items.
With 3 to 20. Oh man, 13 minutes, dude.
13 minutes.
That's rough.
That's a 17 kill margin then.
It's really rough when you consider that both frontliners from Onic, or for RQ Hoshi, is
Onic.
This is just disastrous. And a boy doing his best Rin impression with 007. Mission Impossible.
Rin impression. Oh man.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah, 007.
That's Bond. James Bond.
Oh, is that a Mission
It's the
Impossible?
wrong
James Bond.
It's the wrong thing.
I'm sorry, bro. I don't watch movies.
Okay.
All right, accepted. Look at the gold, though. 12,000 on the Yi Sun-shin. Again, when you have the space on the map, this hero just farms like crazy, dude. And Sutsujin, he likes this style. This is what he was criticized for. Just trying to fight again and again, keep brawling. When he is just forced to think more about the pathing, avoid the fights, and then fight only when he knows he can win. This is the result, man. 12,000 gold. That's just so far off. And make it, unfortunately, on the Fredrin, in this kind of situation, 7,000 gold. Dude, man was struggling. Man was broke.
We almost see this like Yushanshin shining yesterday, but I think
Huh?
because it's almost the same draft. I think it's Onic.
It's similar.
Similar, right?
For RQ, for the opponent or for RQ?
RQ.
Because they had the Yisun Shin as well with an early game composition.
Early game composition, but it didn't work well.
Yeah, you knew what happened to the Yisun yesterday, right? 1v1 by a Farsa.
Yeah.
So what do? They pick up the Farsa for themselves.
I mean, that's Gil Asan's the original
Yeah.
YSS god.
I'm kidding.
You know, I mean, I guess that's where Sujin has to accept defeat right there.
Oh,
but
man.
speaking of Gil Asan himself, you know, usually people mock Rins and say, hey bro, I know what you're trying to do, but you're not him, you're not Sans. But with a performance like that, like, whoa, you're looking kind of close.
Yeah. So close.
Look at how close the items were in Suzuki. Then you see a boy. Just
Oh yeah, we talked about it.
no item, man.
He doesn't have the Enchanted Talisman.
That was only a one-item game
my
from the
God.
boy.
One item games.
He got his glowing wand on the 7th minute, and I think we talked about it on the 11th minute, right? 11th
did.
minute. We discussed amongst ourselves together that he only had a glowing wand by the 11th minute. So by then, how would you try to make plays when you don't have the Enchanted Talisman to have the cooldown reduction to refresh that ultimate, right? That's a problem then.
Yeah, we saw the plays attempted, but unfortunately, despite the good plans here, I mean, without the right resources, it's just not possible. The logistics doesn't check out.
Doesn't.
And all eyes on a boy. If you look at 050, dude.
Yikes.
Let's talk about the MSC battle plan again. We have 3 of them today, and now it is going to be us discussing the player with the most MSC appearances. Let's talk about it. We have on top with 18 matches, it is JPL,
The walk-
SG, and an IP Flash. Oh yeah, my bad.
Diablo.
I thought we were out of frame.
All right.
I had to walk up and read it. My bad.
I'm struggling to recognize the faces as well, I'll be honest with you. Does anyone have better eyesight?
I have.
Please.
Go. Cut for us.
They go again?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. Diablo, that's RSJ and Nip Flash.
Right, Diablo.
15 matches.
Okay.
Yep, Chaknu.
Chaknu, Execration and Omega, 14 matches. Izzy, IDNS, and with 14 matches, and Kelra, Execration and Omega, 14 matches.
Man, it's kind of crazy that Kelra has been around for like so long.
His
we're
longevity
still-
is insane.
And we're still saying like, hey, he's a young boy, he's a young player, he has a long career, and his career is already so highlighted. Aside from that though, yeah, Diablo, man. Such a familiar face at this point.
Diablo.
Easy from IDNS. This is a throwback, man. I don't know if you guys been around for a long time, but this is a very OG guy, you know? Ever since MSC Season 1,
With Emmy too.
with since Indo, like all that.
Almost like a different era. Also.
Elite 8. Oh man, what a throwback.
It's a
Seriously.
shift now. It's up to new gen now to surpass these feat.
And Chaknu's there too, man.
Chaknu.
I still remember Chak Mamba like it was yesterday.
Chak Mamba.
That's crazy, man. He won, yeah. Based off those crazy plays. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
That was like our first like international event for me, Mirko and Eterna, I believe. And Goni.
Who do you think will be the next player to surpass those appearances?
I don't know, man.
Scattered statistics.
Especially with the regeneration we're seeing, there's so many new faces popping up. Like the whole concept for this season, there's a lot of talks about rookie this, rookie that, right? So I feel like unfortunately we might not see that kind of record getting overtaken anytime soon.
Yeah.
Well, that's the MSC battle plan. I'm still flabbergasted by my
By walking out to the
by
camp.
walking out to the camera. I didn't expect the frame to still be there
People at home like, whoa, he's approaching us.
because usually, you know, it'll zoom out. Completely forgot about that. My bad. Apologies.
It's okay.
That hop.
We gotta see.
Yeah, we have to see, right? And I think it's out there now. Hopefully we have more Indo players that might have a chance to taste MSC. Because I think for RRQ, this new lineup, they haven't been to MSC at all, right? I think they skipped directly to to M Series because it was Onic and Evo.
Right, yeah, I think so. So that'll be a great opportunity, you know, a great experience as well. So you can say the same thing about Geek.
Exactly. Now, we want to have an interview upstage with Bude Clara Mongstar. So who is the guest you're going to interview, Bude? Take it away.
Semangat masih terus kita lihat dari kedua tim yang sedang berjuang untuk satu slot Grand Final dan juga satu slot untuk MSC at EWC. Di tengah-tengah super fans, semua yang ada di Jakarta International Velodrome ternyata banyak yang menarik perhatian. Bukan hanya dari sosok-sosok KOL, lalu ada juga dari beberapa nama-nama yang besar ditambah langsung aja Bude akan ngobrol bersama dengan para player dari MPL. Mereka berada di sini dan kita bakal dapat insight yang banyak. Ini berlima tapi bukan satu tim ya. Di tengah-tengah tim Dewa United tiba-tiba muncul ada Audi. Halo Audi.
Halo Bude.
Lama gak ketemu.
Baik.
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 Kabarnya baik. Gimana nih ngelihat MPL tanpa adanya wajahmu?
Tetap jago-jago ya tim lainnya. Dan kayaknya Geek Fam kalah sih malam ini.
Waduh, udah langsung jawab ya, cepat sekali nih.
Langsung aja.
Langsung aja, Audi. Tapi ini bersama dengan tim Dewa ada maksudnya tidak nih?
Nggak ada maksud, tapi paling minggu depan announce saya kali ya.
Wow. Minggu depan harus ditunggu ya. Tapi ada tim Dewa United juga yang mereka berjuang tapi harus terhenti. Nah inilah dia ada Ray, Mueza, Spencer dan juga Maybe. Kalian ini nonton playoff memang di final lower bracket khusus spesial atau bagaimana?
Iya sih, nontonnya di final lower kayak mau tahu siapa yang dapat slot MSC satu lagi.
Dapat slot MSC satu lagi, tapi ketika Onic ngedapetin yang tiket pertama itu, Mueza duka nggak?
Udah nyangka sih pas ngelihat Onic balik performanya gitu kayak ya di playoff tau lah Onic bakal kayak menggila lagi.
Oh, mode playoff memang mode yang berbeda ya. Tapi kalau ngebahas satu sisa terakhir ini antara RRQ dan juga Geek Fam, kita lihat performa mereka di regular dan di babak playoff. Beda nggak sih Ray?
Beda. Lebih kuat di playoff.
Lebih kuat di playoff?
Ya.
Kan ada dua jungler yang kita mungkin bisa bahas lebih dalam ya sama Ray. Gimana Ray ngelihat performa dari Susujin dan juga di sana ada Make It?
Jago-jago sih emang siapa aja yang menang pantas banget lah. Emang jago junglernya.
Tapi ngelihat meta sekarang jungler kan tiba-tiba lumayan unik ya. Bisa ada Kaja, bisa ada segala macam. Ray ngelihatnya gimana sih?
Bagus sih, makin luas lah hero pool orang-orang yang main jungle di playoff.
Oke, ini menarik ya pastinya. Ray juga pernah menjijikan diri di babak playoff. Memang kalau di playoff tuh suasananya berbeda ya Ray?
Ya lebih tegang lah.
Lebih tegang. Tapi ketegangan ini pasti juga kita rasakan di mana Bude penasaran dari kacamata Maybe. Maybe ngelihat dua tim ini bertanding di final lower bracket. Menurutmu sendiri, siapa sih kuncian player dari kedua tim ini? Atau winning condition dari kedua tim ini tuh seperti apa sih?
Kalau dari Geek Fam ya, kalau dari Geek Fam Baloyski sih. Kalau dari RQ si Rins.
Oke, jadi memang berbeda ya. Kalau pergerakannya porosnya berarti ada di Rins, kalau di Geek Fam itu Baloy. Dan ini kelihatan dari game-game yang sudah berlangsung di lower bracket ini apa dari kemarin-kemarin juga seperti itu?
Dari awal-awal juga kelihatan sih.
Oke, ini jadi pertandingan yang tentunya sangat mendebarkan bukan? Karena lower bracket final ini best of 7. Kalau Maybe sendiri ngeliat pertarungan best of 7 itu sebagai pro player apa sih yang harus benar-benar difokuskan?
Jaga mentalnya sih paling. Soalnya 7 game kan man.
7 game, oke. Dan memang dari 7 game ini akan menjadi 7 game yang mahal. Apalagi ini akan menjadi satu slot untuk internasional, Spencer. Ngelihat performa tim Indonesia, Onic udah dapat tiket. Ini satu lagi antara RRQ dan juga Geek Fam. kita sanggup gak sih bersaing untuk internasional?
Kalau aku rasa sanggup, cuman ya harus ditingkatin disiplinnya lagi.
Kedisiplinan yang harus ditingkatkan. Namun terakhir nih ya, satu persatu siapa nih yang bakal mendapatkan tiket terakhir untuk MSC at EWC? Ayo, dari Maybe, siapa nih?
Awalnya sih mikirnya Geek sih, tapi dilihat dari skor sekarang kayaknya RQ deh.
Oh, RRQ. Spencer.
RRQ.
RRQ juga. Dari Moeza?
Geek Fam.
Geek Fam, beda sendiri. Kenapa nih? Padahal lagi ketinggalan.
Ya aku percaya aja sih sama mereka. Soalnya ya aku ngerasa mereka kuat lah mentalnya. Harusnya bisa bounce back.
Bounce back mental dari Geek Fam yang dipertahankan. Namun gimana halnya dengan Ray? Mantan tim atau RRQ nih?
Mantan tim dong, Geek Fam.
Oke, dia yang harusnya paling tahu. Kenapa nih Geek Fam?
Karena ada Baloy.
Karena ada Baloy. Oke, gimana halnya dengan King Audi?
Buat penonton Geek Fam kalau kata saya langsung pulang aja sih. Ini udah 4-1 soalnya.
Baru 3-1, akan 4-1?
Udah langsung 4-1 ini soalnya.
Kenapa seyakin itu Audi?
2 game tadi nggak jelas soalnya udah bisa menang malah comeback mulu.
Oke, jadi memang kelihatan Geek Fam harusnya bisa menang tapi enggak terus jadi udah kelar aja.
Betul.
Betul, jadi suara bulat untuk RRQ.
Bulat, saya Kingdom soalnya.
Wujud Audi ternyata dibuka adalah Kingdom. Oke Audi, tapi terima kasih banget. Selamat menikmati untuk lower bracket final masih akan berlanjut. Best of 7 akankah berakhir setelah game ini atau masih akan diperpanjang? Semuanya masih punya kesempatan dan Jakarta International Velodrome bersiaplah untuk menyambut game kelanjutan dari RRQ dan Geek Fam.
That was the whole Dewa squad pulling up to the Jakarta International Velodrome alongside Audi TZ.
Is that a sign?
Yeah, is that a sign? Might Audi might be joining Dewa?
I mean, Moeza was there.
Oh.
Who knows?
Kind of interesting because I mean, I don't know. We were talking about this just earlier, right? But the Dewa squad, that one combination with where they had Sorizo, along with some other members. I forgot the exact combination. It did pretty well. And the next time we saw them in MPL, they just revamped the whole thing again. So we're like, is this a next season angle or what?
Yeah, they beat RRQ 2-0, right? On the...
that was, RRQ playing with Chen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, playing with Chen.
Oh, I guess I erased it from my memory.
I'm lagging. So I don't think I'll let lag ruin my life and make me lose rank because you can enjoy a seamless gaming experience with IndiHome Pocket G21, offering fast and stable internet. Get speeds of up to 100 Mbps for just 375,000 Indonesian rupiah. Subscribe now via MyTelkomsel or tsel.id/nacional. Cole Leo's here is a streamer and he needs fast internet and he's been using Telkomsel. And obviously, when Cole is streaming, he's chilling, he's hungry, he wants to bite on something, and we need to snack like gamers and like champs with Sucro. #Gasla, by the way. I finished an entire pack by myself.
Did you?
Careful.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the game was running, I had this all by myself. Hey!
Bang! Skill issue.
Skill issue. Do it again.
How much would you give?
Hey, give me some.
I did it.
100k if you, I won't 100k. 50k.
One shot.
Bang!
Wait, he kind of banged his head onto the wall.
Nice try.
Hey, bro.
Give me some of that.
Gotta be careful.
No.
Wanna try?
Come on.
There's TV behind you.
Oh! Let's go!
That's
That's
skill.
skill.
Synergy.
Skill issue.
Oh my god.
But no synergy issue. So
They are
obviously,
fighting right now because Geek against RRQ, right?
now they're
Think about chemistry. Look at
yeah,
this.
they have a
Look at
very,
this.
very
That's
good
for the win, bro.
chemistry. Talking about chemistry,
Oh man, that's really good. This is the original flavor, right?
yeah.
So good.
Original.
Talking about flavors, I also have my favorite food when it comes to flavors. It is Hokben or Hoka Bento because currently they have a special collaboration between Hokben and MPL. You can enjoy the MPL menu starting from just 20,000 rupiah. We have the MPL Hokben fried chicken. We have also the MPL Hoka ramen if you prefer noodles, and we have the MPL Hoka hemat if you know.
What is that?
If your pockets are out of money.
Ah.
I see. Well, it's looking kind of dry, you know what I mean?
Because hemat means, saving.
Right.
Yeah,
Efficient.
efficient.
And now, what does Geek need to do to come back from this game? Because they are one loss away from just
Oh my
gone and not making it to
Told me
MSC.
that.
One match point for RQ, and can they have the remontada like
Real
Hey,
Madrid.
Colius, MDL. I forgot which season.
Remontada.
3-0.
Remontada.
Fam came back 4-3.
in MDL?
Yeah, in MPL playoffs.
That
Season
grand final.
12, I
12,
believe.
12.
Yeah.
12.
Yes.
2-0.
Marky.
Marky came in.
Marky happened.
Marky came in, then 3-2. You know, maybe there's something going on in the background. It is something too strong.
Are you, is it one of the copiums again?
Yeah, I'm inhaling both copium and hopium on both nostrils.
Wow. I think you'd be
So you
suffocating
hope
by
that
then.
maybe Geek Fam might bring Kadera.
I gotta say, we're being real, not really. But they gotta do something. Maybe, just. I'm being contradictory here.
I mean, dude, I was talking to, I was with Midnight in the audience for that match, and Delar was there, and we were just joking about it, like, hey, what if they bring out Chadera, and then they do the switch into the comeback type of deal against Onic, and we're like, nah.
There's no way, dude. And now the drafting phase, presented to you by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy S25 series. This might be the last draft ever for Geek Fam in MPL ID Season 15 unless they pull out something miraculous for RQ. It's all about focusing their sights on to that MSC ticket to Riyadh and EWC. Lucas, Chip, Fox got taken out. The Kalea as well was deemed to be a problem. The Joy respected and the Panny as well.
And right away the Phobius pick for Gob, so they know that they're gonna have to deny Tyrant's early game potential, but I don't know if that's gonna be the right move here. There's still a lot of heroes that's left to pick, especially for Sutsujin. Okay, the Lucas is banned, but there's still the Fredrin, there's still the Harith picked up. Even the Hayabusa
Marsha
can still be picked. Yeah, maybe that one too.
There's a lot of possibilities here to get picked by RQ.
Oh, man. They want that Farsa, dude. Again, like, you can call it what you want. Budget Sans 2.0. Whichever how you cut it, it's just a really good pick right now. Especially because Geek Fam, they do have a lot of emphasis in having that backline presence with Kenziski and usually a boy. But now, with the Hayabusa, I'd be a bit too dangerous for Rins to do the same kind of plays.
I was wondering, like you mentioned about backline presence, and I remember Lowski used to pick a lot of Show early in the season. This kind of heroes kind of makes it hard to play with Show. Even there's
You didn't like it.
Huh?
You say you didn't like it.
Yeah. I stand corrected apparently.
Why though?
Huh?
Why though?
Because it's the first 2 weeks, brother. You know how bad was it?
Well, now it's up to the teams, RQ and Geek Fam on the second phase of the bans, the Erithel.
Oh!
Yeah, good ban. Obviously, they want to pick up the one. They picked up the 1-1, so they want to pander onto that. Not let, and they won't let Geek Fam have a strong matchup lane against the 1-1. For Geek Fam, though, they ban out here. Something to
or jungler
possibly shut down or catch, like the Franco and Edoc.
Because RQ right now still already have the Hylos as the front laner. That's why Franco might work for RQ if they want to pick it. But if you look at the head-to-head, it's 50-50 for Suxin against Martian.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they have a different gameplay, right?
Play style.
It's more like play style.
Yeah.
Parsha is need like bursting the damage, give the damage to the opponents, and Suxin is for the utility.
Utility mage, obviously with the lift off and all that. Danger banned out. Are they trying to cone down the options for Geek Fam? But I think the Harith is still available, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're really that worried about the Harith, especially when you have this front line and also a good punish in 1-1. And by the way, speaking of punish, this Phobius pick, the more that I take a look at it, the Hylos, the 1-1, this is gonna be a really, really hard game for Goldsman. If you pull this off, like, hats off to you.
Yeah. RK need to wait until the mid to late game, right?
Yeah.
They need to wait until 1-1 and Farsha have the damage. But I think it's possible for RRQ using another Fred Drain on this game.
Well, hey, the Badang is still open, by the way. So if RRQ wants to try and stop all this dive coming in, wants that big AoE teamfight ultimate, the Badang is still on the table, despite the Franco and Tigreal being respected very wisely coming in from Geek Fam.
And that is Glue. So obviously a very strong matchup for the Glue against the Phoveus, right? Does that mean RRQ now have all the aces in their cards?
I don't know if I would go that far. By all means, there's the assassin threat against the Farsa. You know, even though the lanes are winning, overall so far, we have to look at the final 2 picks before we can see and kind of predict how the first turtle is going to go, how the 3-man rotation is going to go from the mid lane.
This might be a Cho, by the way. One of the main problems that Belowski had in the previous game was he can't really get away from the glorious pathway and he gets punished really easily. And how do you counter that with a hero that can screen way better than a Badang? But yet again, it's still gonna be hard for him to be able to catch Toy that built in Purify. So there's pros and cons there. Let's see what they have. Yeah, it's gonna be a Cho.
So you call
justice in the world.
All right, Choloyski coming through here after we did
again. Oh man.
Again, though.
Oh no.
It's almost like RRQ are rehashing the same kind of strategy, whereas Geek Fam now having a different solution, a different attempt at trying to solve the same problems. The aggressive chase potential here, and the burst coming in, physical and magical from the Farsa and Yi Sun-shin.
Wow, the Yi Sun-shin popping up again. But with the Cho now having that potential of screening, that might be a different case. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Will this YSS bear fruit for Geek Fam? Casters, take it away.
The mercenary has been paid in full by the captain in Rins. Yi Sun-shin to seal the deal. 4-1 is the deal at hand right now for the Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the final game of the series. Will the Kingslayers prolong this best of 7, or will we see their fate sealed here by RRQ? Welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 5.
Let's watch and witness. RRQ, they may take the MSC slot. They may take the grand finals of season 15 right here, right now. Let's see how Geek Fam will handle this game with Loyski. Going for comforts. Yep. Like regular season-wise, Loyski is back.
But it's the way they played with the Choloyski, right? It wasn't just a random Cho. It feels like a random Cho for Geek Fam, and you can already see him getting, I was gonna say killed. Good flicker out from Beloy, but it's still reactive here. The Cho in the regular season, Gani, it was paired up with the Moskov. It was paired up with even Claude, you know, something that can split in the side and you will just screen across the map. You have a Harith now, so you're much more of a team-fighting Cho. And that doesn't fit Choloyski. Like, he's not known for mechanics. He's known for screening, macro. Oh, he's gonna have to have like a really good mechanical game on the Cho.
I mean, Farsa is a juicy target, right? And he is confident in popping the and using the flicker. He is confident that, yeah, there will be Dyron, there will be Doc that will cover me. Let's see if Cho or Beloyski finds that tight angle to provide the impact.
Oh man, Quad Shadow already used up. Oh, make it. Gotta respect that. The thing about the Cho as well, yes, you can go onto Rins, but I think most of the times you want to go onto the enemy jungle. Yi Sun-shin has CC immunity with his first skill, and that actually helps a lot when you're up against the Cho here. Beloyski going in, he doesn't have the flicker, remember, so he's gonna have to wait. Oh, walk the whole way, taking 2 turret shots. RRQ steady in control, Rins and Tyron at 4, a boy. No mana already.
Do they have setup though? That's gonna be the question. RRQ in the turtle pit.
That's gonna be the Jingundo over. Got the one who secures the turtle. Sunsujin gonna be taken very low. Still has a step for the airstrike into the back. Sunsujin still able to claim first blood, but a boy falls next as he gets the trade in.
I think it's equal. 2 for 1, but Geek, they got the turtle. But again, RRQ, they have mobility with Rins, with Edoc. It's going to be tough for Geek Fam to react towards the rotations perhaps. So, right? Sure, they have a Cho, but yeah, with the wings by wings, the Rins can definitely move around the map. Oh, make it.
Ring still has Flicker, but the Jikundo helps Make Kids get the shadow kill, and Rins wasn't able to pop the Flicker just in time to get away from the shadow kill. Good trades for Geek Fam. Beloyski now trying to help Kenziski clear this wave, knowing that the Swan will have a better time in lane. Now Zaman force over as well. Into the turret they go. Really wanting to get a few more shots at him.
Gotta be careful though. Don't get too greedy from the side of Geek Fam, but as long as Make It connects his quad shadow onto his right target, like that earlier skirmish, all good for Geek Fam. Because then, RRQ will have to deal with that quad shadow, right? So let's see here. Make It go.
Jikundo away the dragon. Lancer Flare, pure CC. But unfortunately, Beloyski is the one who gets the kill. It's a win though still for Geek Fam. How do they capitalize? It doesn't seem like they can. It'll just be a pick. That's it.
It's a back-to-back kill on towards Rins this time around. A different story. It came, the previous game, it was a boy who saw the dark screen most of the time. Oh, Kenzie, very low.
Oh, Zaman Force! Onto the other side, that's a back. Oh, hold up. Sutsujin gonna be knocked up now. Lantern Flare throwing him back. Govs rotating already. Doesn't have the flicker. Diamond coming in as well as the boy gets caught in the tough spot. Now it's Toy. Goes in, over to the back. Crossbow time ready!
A boy goes down. It's Beloyski now very low as RRQ. They have answered back.
Make Kids quad shadow on the shadow kill coming down as well. Still though, it's Enoch who takes the beating. Kenzie wants the kill, but is it even worth it to go for Enoch? Oh! Zaman Force and Enoch will fall. Kenzie looking for the outplay again, jumps onto Rins. This will be Kenzie getting a double, but he is mounted on. He will try his best to go under the turret, and he will be able to do so, surviving.
Calm collected by the young blood Kenzie. But Tyron, their experience comes in and finds the kill.
Way of the Dragon ready. Lantern Flare to knock him off. The way the Dragon can be used here, but they decide not to. They know that it's a free kill anyways. Make Kids taking a while. Spread. He might be able to get a second mount on. No, gets it in the end, and there will be no capitalization. Just RRQ with a turtle. This is the thing. They always have avenues on the other side of the map. They're always trading. And when it looks like Geek Fam find a good trade, RRQ comes in and says, no, I got a turtle. I got a turret. I got something on the other side of the map.
Very great macro indeed from side of RRQ here. First 5 minutes. It's just 1,000 gold though between them. So counterplay should come for now. And okay, Make It is already sent towards the far lane, right? You can see Geek Fam already moving as a unit, 4 members. Let's see how RRQ does this. 3 times taken down though. Rin's got to be more careful later on.
Beloyski rotating up top. Rins needs to be good on that flicker. Good Shunpu out. A boy in the mid lane. Stunned up despite the Crimson Beacon and the flicker out too. Brave Smite coming down with the Lantern Flare, but Enoch is still going to be marching in forward. Dyron slam, putting him down again. Gobs mounted on.
Toy jumps in, looking for the crossbow attack. Gobs isolated.
Gobs taken down. Rins picks up the kill. Beloyski opening it up again, but pay attention to Sutsujin, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever these fights are happening, he's just farming. And that's why he's been able to get a level lead, I was about to say. Stun ready for Sutsujin. No quad shadow. Odds are good for him. Oh, good quad shadow back there. Luckily for Make Kids, there was no one to follow up. No one waiting on that shadow.
Yeah, I mean, Sutsujin seems like he does not care. Yesterday there was a 1v1 against Sans, and Sans got the better of him. It's gonna be RRQ though, still controlling the turtle area. I wonder, can Make It find a steal?
Toy? Looking for the play feather, airstrike, baiting up Crimson Beacon! Beloyski, Jikundo on the way to Dragon into the quad shadow, Make Kids! Getting the killing spree!
Crossbow attack! Finds the connection and will claim the double.
Oh, Make It stranded without the quad shadow. Now it's Kenzie on it, but Toy will continue the chase. Gobs gets a big play. A maniac for Toy. He's looking for the savage, and he will find it.
Jakarta International Velo Tournament erupts as in the lower bracket finals, Toy claims the savage.
In the past, RRQ has relied on one man alone to carry them. Here, Toy is displaying, I would say, that level of play, but also the rest of the team plays it just as well. The enabling of Toy. What a great play this was. The crossbow attack and also just the coordination of the rest of the team to let the crossbow attack fly. I cannot stress to you, Gani, how annoying it is as a 1-1 player to play with my team who's already winning in the team fight for me to get the crossbow attack, but for me to not be able to pop it because my team wants to kill the guy. Now Make-Kids, Shadow Kill, desperate, under 4 members, a legendary Toy on 1-1.
We're 8 minutes in, it's already 8 kills for Toy. This is not the land of Dawn at this point. This is Toy's playground.
When the kingdom was shaky, Toy was the only one stable now. Uh-oh. In the bush, Sutsujin! In a 1v1 up against Kenziski now, it is going to be a solo kill! From the mercenary, Baloyski in the mid lane too, forced to back away.
My, oh my. Geek Fam, how the great have fallen. It's going to be RRQ now, again applying pressure in the mid this time round. They have all the time that they need. Revitalize is there.
Oh.
No damage from Geek Fam.
Absolutely none. They have not been able to secure Farsa in the first phase, and that has really costed them. 1-1 becomes free for the taking. Even the Yisun Shin that was dealt with by Onic with a Farsa. This is the reason the damage-dealing mid laners have found so much value. If you don't use it in your lineup, we can see crazy picks like this just go all out. Even with the Hayabusa, usually it would be enough to deal with the 1-1, but not this time. RRQ are en route, ladies and gentlemen, to secure the final ticket to MSC at EWC. Kenzie!
Isolated, and that's going to be RRQ taking Kenziski down. This is not good for Geek Fam as RRQ. They're reading them like a book.
An 8,000 gold lead to the Kingdom.
My goodness.
The Kings who have fallen from grace. #1 in the regular season. We thought possibly a guaranteed slot through upper bracket finals. But Onic put them down. Geek Fam looked, at least in game 1, to be the ones to slay them. Now Rin's fallen. But Make-Kids is caught stranded again against Sutsujin, who was waiting. The recalls from Sutsujin as he watches Make-Kids to take his own life under the turret.
That was Sutsujin saying goodbye to Make-Kids, saying goodbye potentially towards the journey of Geek Fam. Let's see.
Way to drive for skill from Sutsujin. Combo tang!
Oh my goodness, RRQ! They're toying Geek Fam as they push and look for the final push.
The rookie falling, the mercenary! Going wild with a maniac! The Ballin Kings have risen from the depths of the lower bracket with a statement victory over the Kingslayers. Now they point at the ones up above, the Sky Kings, who await their final match of Season 15.
But it seems like today, they are here. They are back at MSC.
Welcome RRQ Hoshi in the company with elite teams. To Geek Fam, GG, well played. Jakarta International Velodrome is orange tonight.